Hello.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hi there.
Oh my goodness, we are in different
Zippy's
spots.
here.
Yeah, look at that. I'm sure.
Yeah,
Zippy!
so I didn't know how to fix, or I could have fixed it, but like that would have been too much work, and then like next time it probably would have went back, so then I would have switched it. But so tonight,
I'm Hapsy Morgan.
Yeah,
Hey,
tonight.
Zippy, how are you?
They're
I'm
switched.
Sugar fucking Melly.
Yes!
Don't mind me. I'm gonna be eating.
Honestly, Morgan, if you weren't eating at the beginning of this podcast, I'd be a little worried.
Hey, Tony.
Be like,
how are you?
Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Now, guys, I have
Morgan
not.
eating on stream? No, that's Sugar Melly eating on stream.
Yeah, true story. Yep.
Guys, I have not just one kind of Hershey Kiss. I have 2 kinds of Hershey Kisses.
What flavors are those?
These are candy cane and hugs. They are milk chocolate hugged by white chocolate.
Aw, that's adorable.
They're so good. So don't mind me, you know.
The Hershey Kisses hugs are really good, by the way. Full 100% endorsement.
I'm not a huge.
Oh my
fan of
god,
Hershey
Zeus
Kisses.
is here!
Hi, Zeus!
It's good
About
to see
time
you.
Zeus is here.
How are you?
Zeus, I don't want to hear it. Right? You were gone for like 3 weeks, and then you randomly come in after like 3 weeks. It's like, oh, you guys are late. It's like, where the
That's
fuck
what
were you
Zeus
for 3
does.
weeks?
He has to get caught up on his TV shows. You can't do TV shows and be on Twitch at the same time.
I gotta tell Tony something. So, Tony was telling me all about Christmas Mike and Ike's. Right? Now,
Christmas Mike and Ike's, or do you mean
They're
Christmas
Christmas
Coca-Cola?
Mike and Ike's?
That's what I said.
Or the Sprite? Because I know he sent them out in Christmas Sprite.
No, it's Mike and Ike's. It's
Oh,
it's like a
okay.
candy. Oh, and so I was like, okay. Well, I've been a loyalist of sour Mike and Ike's for a really long time.
Oh, the Sours?
And,
I literally only know about original Mike and Ike. So when they're throwing out sour and you're throwing out
There's like
Christmas,
8
I
different
have
kinds.
no
There's
idea what you're talking
tropical,
about.
there's very berry, there's sour, there's a lot.
Whoa, hold up! Before I continue with my story, thank you so much
Zeus.
to Zeus for gifting a sub to Zippy Das Pinhead.
Thank you, Zeus.
One of our good friends. So Tony was telling me about Christmas Mike and Ike's. I finally tried them, and they are a delight. They're way better than you think they would be. They just look like red and green Mike and Ike's. You're like, oh.
What
okay,
are the
these red and
flavors
green
for
Mike and
them?
Ike's.
Are they just like...
It's like berry and
Maybe like cranberry, and like
That seems odd. I thought they would have gone with like something more, I don't know, like peppermint or some shit. Like,
hold on, I'm
Okay,
gonna
so
look up.
I'm consulting the box. I'm consulting the official Christmas Mike and Ike box.
okay.
And
alright. Straight to
the
the
box
source. That's
says-
great. Yeah.
Did you get more of them? Is that what you did, or did you just take the
I'm
box
consulting
home?
a Google image of the box.
Oh
I
God!
I like that they
You said
just
look
say.
at the box. I was
I like
did you
they-
take the box home with you?
I like that
You
they
eat
just
them
say
all.
holiday. They just say holiday flavor.
Yeah, and
Holiday
they're
flavor.
lime, cherry, and holiday punch.
Huh?
They're not the most Christmassy of Christmas flavors, and
Yeah, those 3 things
Um,
don't come to mind when I think of Mike
I-
and
Yeah,
Ike's.
you need like
Those-
holly, pine.
yeah, but the joy they give me reminds me of the holidays. So I just wanted to endorse them on behalf of Tony.
Oh,
Tony
it's a merry mix.
We're gonna get a sponsor from Mike and Ike soon with all this talk.
Our first
ready.
bounty when we are partners.
Mike and
Yeah.
Ike's and Wendy's. It's coming. It's
Yeah,
coming. I don't
yeah,
know when.
Wendy's too. I forgot. Wendy's
And then
has
we
done
can-
work
we
with
can eat
Twitch
Mike-
though.
We can eat Mike and Ike's on stream. It'll be great.
Yeah, the
I'll
Wendy's
support this.
sponsor, exactly.
Mm.
All right, guys. So if any of you didn't know, yesterday was the Game Awards, and not sure how many of you watched it. I know me, Rory, and Morgan were having a conversation with Tiff in her Discord about it, and then Walt came in. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about it real quick. I think I put an article about the Game Awards in the.
First things first, Melly, were you able to catch any of them?
Not really. Just a little. I was just trying to keep an eye on the news and stuff, but I was not watching. I was watching someone play Witcher 3 yesterday.
Ah,
Oh, nice.
I wonder who that could have been.
We have no idea. Well, I would say this one is probably the biggest thing out there right now. This is gonna actually be all of the announcements I'm gonna put in the chat right here. I think we all know the biggest one,
Oh, the PC Xbox.
which is the Xbox with the terrible name,
It's got
What
a
is
trash
it? The
bag,
Xbox
really.
X series or something?
the
So-
Xbox Series X.
Series X. So
By the way, the memes on Twitter has been amazing.
They're my favorite thing.
Oh my
Max
gosh.
sent me like a
I
whole
had-
slew
I
of
had-
them today.
We'll get into
first-
it
Yeah,
later.
Zeus, we'll get into that specifically. Trev's objection is not what you think it is.
Yeah, no, it's...
Me and Morgan were actually on the phone with each other during the Game Awards, and I just remember, like, our least favorite thing of the whole thing was the Xbox name, I think.
It was just terrible. Hi, Kaiser.
Oh, Kaiser, how are you?
Kaiser.
Kaiser,
What's
that's
up?
like 1,000% true.
Um,
How many times did we see Magic get advertised yesterday?
So
I think my favorite thing still was that guy who was advertising that 50-inch TV and was sitting
Linus?
right up against it.
Linus from Linus Tech Tips, who
Linus
does,
was
like
like-
PC build videos, is like all of a sudden now gaming on an Xbox behind a Samsung television for lots of money, I assume.
I think my favorite thing that Rory said about that yesterday was, Linus, we all know you don't play on Xbox because you literally made a living off PC gaming and PC
Yeah,
stuff. Like,
literally.
you're not fooling anybody.
Melly, have you ever watched the Game Awards all the way through before, Melly?
Actually, all the way through. I did watch them last year.
Okay, Kaiser,
So,
over here with
one of the
the
things I had
wall-sized
forgotten about
TV.
was like some of the awards are given out during the pre-show, and I feel like they're kind of important
Right.
awards. Like they gave out best fighting game during the pre-show. I'm like, wow, thanks.
I
Way
feel
to-
like
way to
they
help us feel
skimmed through a
important in
lot
the
of
fighting
it,
game
though.
community.
The thing is, there's just so many
What's up,
awards
Melanie?
they have
Hi,
to give out.
Melanie.
There's
Hey, Melanie.
it's like the Oscar awards where they only, like, there's some pretty significant things that just happen like before the
Yeah,
actual.
Why do you
ceremony.
game on a 70-inch TV? Isn't that like terrible for? Isn't like the size of the screen terrible for like different things?
But it was it was kind of wild, the whole thing. There was, oh my god, there's so much Magic the Gathering. Yeah, you guys are right. I couldn't get over that.
Honest to God, every time like I was,
Melanie.
whoop, I forgot to turn that down.
Melanie.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
I see that now.
I play on my bed like a lazy person.
Honestly though, like there were some of the commercials that like we were seeing, like some of the like they looked like announcements. Like one of them, I was like, this kind of looks like it could be Fable, and then it
Oh,
was Magic the
Magic, yeah.
Gathering.
I think like every commercial they had, it was like Magic, and I was like, I'm not gonna play Magic no matter how many times you shove it in my face. I'm not like.
Oh, Google Stadia.
Oh yeah,
Their
that too.
their
Those-
whole budget
those
went into
commercials
those commercials.
were
They-
insane.
Didn't like they put their entire budget into those commercials and not any of it into actually making the Google Stadia work.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
a
they
heartbreaker
put it
too, 'cause
all
they
in-
all have
all
Reggie Watts
into
in
it.
them, and I love Reggie Watts.
And then
Yeah.
it was like, okay, but you're still gonna have 30 seconds of input lag. It's like you guys could have worked on the actual thing, and then. So Hellblade 2 is something that I didn't think was ever gonna happen, because I feel
Me
like
neither.
that's one of those things that you don't really need a sequel to. Because
I was
I've
not
never
expecting
played it,
that,
but, like
actually.
I've seen people play through it though, and from
Well, we
what it
watched,
looked like it
Our
was
friend
like,
Tiff played through the entire thing.
it looked very
I
well
actually,
ended.
that's
so.
actually one of the games I own, but I still haven't played yet.
Oh, you should, Mel. I think you would really like it,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, I think it's really suited to.
I've watched it, and it seems like something I would enjoy. I just need to sit down and actually do it. After I get through the other 6 or 7 games I've got. So
Yeah, fair play.
You got to run through your Spinishy Gamefly subscription.
yeah.
Yeah, Zeus. For whatever reason, because Discord hates us or something, they can never just keep everybody in the same spot. So
Yeah, pretty
was-
much.
That's really weird.
All right, this is the most unprofessional shit I've ever seen Rory do.
Roy lost something.
Just get up randomly in the middle and then.
What's he looking for? Looks important. Whatever
I
it
don't
is.
know, maybe some professionalism. I don't know.
Aww.
The sad thing is he didn't even hear any of that.
He can't even defend himself. He didn't hear any of it.
Boom
What?
roast.
Oh, hold on.
Boom
I got called
roasted.
out. I got called out while I was
You
gone.
did. You got. It was a
And
burn.
I know
man.
it was Trev too. It's not even a guessing game. Of who.
Why did you default assume it was me?
Well, it wasn't gonna be Morgan, and
It
to be
could've
honest, it wasn't gonna be
been.
Melly either. Like,
The worst thing I do is keep posting that clip in chat of Rory dancing to nothing. That's the
and
worst
Morgan
thing I've
calls
ever
me
done.
Taco Puss on the phone.
Oh my god, it was great. Yesterday we were watching Vix and she raided somebody and then that guy called him Taco Puss. That he's 2 for 2 now.
Yeah,
I think from now on you're
didn't
just gonna
even
put
know
in your
what the
bio
meme-
like the pronunciation part, and you're gonna have to put Taco Puss because like too many people
Taco
do that
Puss.
from now that you can't not have that be your name.
Now I know
Taco
how Whitney
Puss.
feels. No one said her name right her whole life. They like just like people always saying it wrong. No, that's my life.
Okay, so Zeus, when you brought up Sekiro, I didn't even like it. Yeah, no, you're right, I didn't like it, but that wasn't my problem with the options for Game of the Year. So Game of the Year had a lot of options that I felt like weren't really great options.
DMC5.
Yeah, like, put it this way.
DMC.
DMC5 was amazing. The
Resident Evil 2 was not a new game. Every other category, or every other game in that category was a brand new game.
But you think it's one of the situations where it's kind of like in movies, and like, sorry, I always draw a comparison to the Oscar nominations. Like they did for a long time there was no animated movie category, and so animated movies would get nominated along with like the regular films, and they eventually had to create another category for those films. Like I'm wondering if remakes become more of a genre. If they might have to start creating a different category for that.
I
See,
don't think
I
Red
thought
Dead
they
was-
already-
was last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that wasn't this.
Yeah, Red Dead was last year. It was up for Game of the
consideration.
Year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but God of War won.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember because everyone got real
I
salty.
actually thought it was
like,
gonna
"Aha,
be God of War.
I told you.
Yeah,
based on,
honestly-
like, reception of like my friends and stuff.
No,
Well, see,
I knew it was God of War.
Big reason why I thought it was going to be God of War, or why I thought it was going to be Red Dead, is because it's not all the time, obviously, but quite often when a game is like so well received, and it's up against another game that is on that's exclusive to a platform, and there's another game that was well received that is on multiple platforms, that one tends to win because it's been more received by lots of different people. So that's what I was expecting, but I mean, God of War still deserved it. So
I
did
think
Outer
that's,
Worlds not qualify?
No, Outer
mean-
Worlds was
list, I thought.
on there.
I think Outer Worlds was on there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Outer Worlds,
Yeah.
Sekiro, Resident Evil 2, that
Control.
Kojima game.
Death Stranding.
Yeah, I forgot. I blanked on the name.
Control.
And
then-
Super Smash, wasn't that one of the other ones, or was that not for that category?
No, I think Smash was up for Game of the Year. I remember. Yeah, because I was like,
Yeah,
what?
I think
Smash?
that was 6. Yeah.
It won
Yeah.
Fighting Game of the Year.
It did.
Which isn't like massively surprising. A lot of the best fighting games didn't come out this year. And
Yeah,
so
a
like
lot
it
of them
was
were, like,
it was
last
a
year.
it was a strong, because it's a strong game and it was in kind of like a weaker pool.
Mhm.
But yeah, no. So Zeus, I feel like because I mean the whole point is, I don't know why they threw the remake in there, because like I feel like how many different games have been remade throughout like this console.
Well, I mean,
like,
isn't it the distinction of a remake versus a remaster? Because like there's enough about Resident Evil 2 where like the gameplay was significantly different, the story was even different. Like
Yeah.
there was enough of structurally it was a lot different than the original that it feels like a completely new product.
So
in my opinion.
so Resident Evil 2 remake. And Legend of Zelda: A Link's Awakening remake. Shadow of the Colossus, that's a remaster. Wind Waker, that's a remaster. That there's definitely like honestly, like, because I was gonna say, because I thought there was supposed to be a category for best like remake / remaster, but honestly, maybe they should actually have two. Now that I think about it, that it should be best remake and then another category for best remaster.
The only problem with having two different ones is that what if like one year they're slacking in like one department and then only one company makes a ton of like remakes or something, like, because like if
That's
that
true.
was the case, Skyrim would be out for every single year since like 2011.
Yeah,
Too
which
much
is why
microtransactions of the year.
I mean, I think that's why we're the situation we're at now, where remakes are being included in the main game category, because I think there's enough of it where it honestly it was almost like it, like apart from, I don't know, most of it was just completely redone. So it is like you're building a completely new game from the ground up, even if you're still using a lot of the characters
Like
in general,
like the
plot
core
and like the core mechanics of it are similar, but like so much of it was just completely different that I don't know.
But like there's also
Well, think about like
there's that mentality of like people who love that game from like when it first came out, that like no matter what else comes out, they're like, nah, that game's gonna win, and they only vote for that game because they get like tunnel visioned because they're like, oh, that was my favorite game of like whenever. So it's like a nostalgia thing.
100%.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 3 looks like it's going to get that same exact treatment. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's in this pretty much the same boat that Resident Evil 2 is going to be in.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that.
Resident Evil 2 remake should have won. End of discussion.
I'll fucking ban you, I swear to God.
But you know what? The best one did win. It was Sekiro.
Which all of us here
I need to like go and actually
totally
beat that game for once.
Actually, the one I was actually wanting to play was Control. I just never got around to playing Control, but
Control is one of...
I've never heard of Control until like a couple months ago.
Oh, really?
I was like, oh, I'm playing Control. I was like, what the fuck is
It's
Control?
from like
it only came out a couple months ago though.
It did, yeah. It's from the same makers of like Alan Wake and Quantum Break. Is that the one?
Yeah. It's Remedy, yeah.
Yeah. Melly, you'd love that game. I think you'd really enjoy it. And actually, you did enjoy the other ones too.
I own Alan Wake,
I don't
like,
think I told you guys. I have been
Epic.
playing I have been playing Death Stranding off stream.
Oh, really? How are you liking it?
Yeah.
Later, Lonnie.
I've really
Lonnie.
been enjoying. I'm still at that kind of the point in the game where I'm still figuring everything out. Like it's still very early. I'm still trying to understand all like the world building and like the mechanics and everything. It is stunning. Like it looks incredible. I can easily see spending lots of hours playing it. I'm still kind of like a little overwhelmed by it, but I'm sure I'll get, I just probably need to put in a few more hours, then I'll be getting the hang of it.
Zippy, how long did it take you to platinum that game? It's like 80 hours or
86 hours it took Zippy.
So if you get to that point and you haven't platinumed it, I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah, I had a couple people that stream kind of advise me against streaming it just because they said it's a really tough game to stream. And so I was like, I think it's kind of one of those games I kind of just want to experience on my own and kind of figure it out. I mean, maybe I'll stream parts of it later, but I've really been enjoying playing it.
Zeus said something I missed, which was that Mads Mikkelsen won Best Character Performance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I did. Somehow I missed that. I don't know what it must have been.
Well, it was between him and what's that dude?
Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus, yeah.
Both of the same game.
When it was two from the same game, I was like, okay, this game's definitely
it's
gonna
gotta
win.
be one of them. yeah, for sure.
The big disappointment for me was honestly, well, there were two big disappointments. One of which was seeing Best Action Game that featured only 2 of 5 action games.
Yeah, it was what? Call of Duty was in it.
Call of Duty was in it. Call of Duty is not an action game.
So how
how
is action game being defined?
So
It's
okay,
like-
so action games are like, so like you can get pretty specific with subgenres, but generally action games are things like God of War,
Yeah,
Devil
it's
May
usually like
Cry.
hack and slash or something that
Yeah,
requires
That's what
like,
I was thinking,
comboing and stuff, not just
Because there is a category for shooters, which that's why I thought that was a little odd. I think it was 4 shooters were in that category for best action game, and I honestly didn't agree with it because the way that I would, the way that I would define a fighting game would be more like what you guys said, like Devil May Cry, Kingdom Hearts,
more hack and slash and like combo.
Yeah, and
instead
honestly,
of
Dark Souls
shooting.
Dark Souls counts in my opinion too. I think Souls games could legitimately be called action games. They're just a different.
Well, they're
subject.
action JRPGs is usually what people call them. So
Yeah. Like those are, but like shooters, I don't think. I think it would be. You'd have a hard time calling. My Metro Exodus was there too.
Yeah, like FPS, like I mean,
definitely...
there's action in those games, but that doesn't mean it's an action game. It's
to be fair,
there's
action in most games.
Yeah, so like,
exactly, Mel. Yeah, there's action in everything.
Yeah, and that's like that's like the argument that you could make about it, which I understand because there is action in them. But yeah, like I just if it's a first-person shooter, I wouldn't consider it an action game. I would consider it a shooter game.
Yeah.
Do shooter games
they already have a category for it, so like, why would they?
Oh.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Which is why I was confused by it.
Is that what Call of Duty won?
No,
like,
Call of Duty won Best Sound.
Best Sound, I think. Oh, who did win for Best Shooter?
Didn't Fortnite win for shooter? Or no?
Oh, yeah, it might have been Fortnite, or was it Apex?
Oh, Apex. That would make sense.
I know Fortnite won Best Multiplayer or something, and then I bet Zeus is happy, but. And then Kaiser. So Kaiser said he demands a Game Launcher of the Year category since there's so many.
Galaxy 2 just won. All years that are about.
Action game. It was.
We all know Bethesda's gonna win that, all right? Because this many people use Bethesda launcher.
So which of the games in the action category? How would you define the ones that shouldn't have been categorized as
literally all of them except for what Devil May Cry.
So action game.
No, Astral Chain was there too. Astral Chain.
Astral Chain, yeah. Astral Chain would be one.
So Astral Chain would be defined as a action adventure JRPG.
Yeah, I suppose action definitely.
So like my list of nominees for action game of the year were Astral Chain, DMC5, Sekiro, and Jedi Fallen Order.
I'm surprised Jedi Fallen Order wasn't on any of them.
Why was Metro Exodus on here?
I have no
idea. That's what we're trying to figure
out. Well, here's the thing. Wasn't Jedi Fallen Order, didn't it come out after the nominees were announced?
They're very careful about they're very careful about that kind of stuff.
There's a cutoff.
Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Like it'll probably get nominated next year.
It will probably. I wouldn't be surprised because Smash Bros.
It's nominated for best action game. But
Smash Bros came out like December 8th around, I think, of 2018, which is why it was considered for 2019, even though
I think it's like from late November to next late November.
That's why the Oscars are offset. That's why they're in like
February. Exactly. Yeah.
So why is Metro Exodus an action game?
It isn't.
I played like 2 hours of that, and that game is buggy as shit. So I don't
Gears 5, I could say, maybe I could maybe go with that one.
That's more actiony than like COD and stuff, but it's still that's pushing the line of like.
Yeah.
And Apex, I can kind of understand, I guess, because there's a lot of different things you can do in it, but it's a first-person shooter, which is why I didn't think that it really deserved to be in there. Now there is action adventure. There is that too, but which Sekiro also won for.
Sekiro should have been in the action game category too. I think that was actually kind of a robbery, like because they were.
I think it comes from because like, do they know the winners beforehand? Because like, if you give one game all the awards, that's just like.
Okay, so I'm more of the camp that believe remakes should be considered actual games. So like for the fact that Link's Awakening and Resident Evil 2 were both nominated for action adventure game. Let's just do a little thought experiment. If those two games for some reason were disqualified from that category, what games do you think should have taken its place? So we have Sekiro, Death Stranding, Control, and Borderlands 3. Just to say, for the sake of argument, for some reason remakes get disqualified, even though I don't think that they should be.
This is for what?
Action
for game
adventure
of the year?
game.
For
No,
no,
for action
for action
action
adventure.
adventure. It would have to be Sekiro, and then I've never played Control, and then I've seen Death Stranding, and that doesn't look very action.
I'm just
Well, I
trying
mean-
to go through like the games that came out this year because I can't think off the top of my head for some of them. Give me 1 second though, because I wanted to see.
Oh yeah, Plague Tale wasn't even included.
The only thing
this.
they said about Plague Tale was they're doing some DLC or something. There was like, there's
Yeah,
either a
I
sequel
I
or a DLC.
didn't play it, but it looked amazing. Like that
Plague
game looked
Tale was
all
incredible.
of it on
good.
stream, and it really looked really good.
I definitely think that it should have been considered for. Oh, actually, yeah, for that definitely would have worked for that actually.
Was it
I wanted
nominated
to
for
see-
narrative or something?
I don't think it was nominated for anything. I don't think it was.
It was nominated for something. I can't remember what it was.
So there was a game that was excluded from like things justifiably that I'm really sad about. So like me and Morgan and Tiff and Tater have been playing Borderlands 3, which is a game that like should be the best Borderlands of the like by a lot of factors, but it's so buggy. It's like I definitely can see why it wasn't considered for a lot of the awards, but it's like it makes me sad because it should work properly. And so like the Game Awards for me when it came to like things like shooters and action like games had like kind of like a sad tone because I'm like, ooh, if this game wasn't broken, this sure would be a contender for some of this stuff. But like
So this is interesting, actually, guys. I'm not seeing because I got to the Game Awards late. I'm actually not seeing there was one for best multiplayer, but I'm actually not seeing a category for best shooter.
oh maybe
One,
they took that
Zippy,
out.
Zippy,
Didn't they have one
100%.
before? Yeah, I
They
agree
have
with
had it
Zippy
before.
too.
I gotta read
Which
this.
brings up the question for like Capcom. I've mentioned this point to Rory before, but like I don't understand Capcom's thought process when it comes to remaking their different series, because like they've remade or just remastered Devil May Cry 3 different
Best
times.
racing game? Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry.
And it's the same game. They just copy and pasted it. But then with Resident Evil games, they actually went and fully redid the game.
I think the reason is because I think the Resident Evil series, and maybe I'm wrong on this, has like a little bit more like the mass
Hey, Becca.
appeal. Like even though like horror games are their own niche, I think they're less of a niche and now especially given like all the popular like horror games that people like to play, especially as streamers, than like high skill ceiling action games. I wish we weren't in that state. Like I wish that there was like, you know, the same eagerness to stream action games, but and play them. But I don't think we're there quite yet. Oh, Paka, hello, Paka.
Hi, Paka.
This is actually interesting. Because it's like I know that there has been
A shooter category?
a best shooter category. I remember because I was very surprised by it a few years ago because Splatoon won best shooter. A few
Oh,
years
right.
ago.
I remember
So
that. Yeah.
I remember thinking, oh my god, that's amazing. Splatoon won that. Yeah, I'm surprised that they wouldn't have had that as a category this year. That's very weird, considering that there's a lot of first person and not just first person shooters, but like a lot of shooters right now. So
Well, especially considering the alternative is to step on our toes as people play action games and, you know...
And then
interfere
nominate
with our
them for action
category.
games.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, so Plague Tale was nominated for narrative.
Hmm.
Okay.
Oh, by the way,
I know
just
it was
in
for
case anyone's
something.
Wondering,
It was
like,
very cinematic, so that
Mhm.
I'm glad that they got nominated.
Devil May Cry 5 did win Best Action Game. Like it didn't
Yeah.
like the story doesn't end tragically, you know.
If
So they
it
wanna
tell the
hadn't,
story, but
I
there
would
are new
have been
expertise on making
tweeting them
survival horror.
immediately.
Yeah, literally, yeah. Call of Duty win Best Action Game or some craziness like that.
Did they announce Riot Shooter game?
wasn't that 9 to 5 one?
Project
Wait, 9 to 5, that game nobody had no idea what it was about?
Was that the one or?
Wasn't 9 to 5 the one where they had rabbits on the screen and like the dude just like shot the TV and was like, what the fuck was that? And then
Yeah.
we were
Yeah,
just like,
that's
what
right,
was
yeah.
this?
Riot Shooter. You're thinking of Project. What's that thing called, guys? Help me out.
Project Alpha or something?
Is it called Project Alpha? It might
Is
be.
it Prologue?
No, I think it's something Alpha.
No, it's Project something.
I'm
I
trying
think
to
it's
look
Project
for some of the
Alpha.
ones on here.
It's a Riot Games game, but I didn't see any of it last
It's
night.
their version of Overwatch.
Project A. Project A.
Okay.
Yeah, Project
Yeah.
Alpha. Yeah.
So Trev, you had a closer guess than I do because I guess Alpha is effectively A. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Always waiting for Riot Shooter to come out. Yeah, Packa, me too. Actually, I think that it actually looks like, even though the stuff we've seen is very bare bones, I think it looks really good.
Kaiser,
honestly-
the Division 2 was up for longest. What's the category?
It's like ongoing game.
Yeah,
Ongoing
longest.
game?
Like
Yeah.
people who still patch games. Like best development and whatever. Upkeep or whatever.
Actually, that category, I don't. I feel like I don't play enough ongoing games. Like when I saw that, well, like I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say I don't play enough. It's just like, it's like Destiny. It's like I don't know if any game is better than Destiny in terms of games that are similar to Destiny. They're all like, I don't play any of them hardly.
It just gets compared to Destiny. It's like, oh, it's just like Destiny.
I think
exactly.
that category got robbed too, because we were all talking about it, and they mentioned I think it was like Siege, Division 2, Fortnite, Apex, and then the Division. And then we were just like, what? And then I think Fortnite won or something.
Yeah, I did hear about Fortnite winning.
And we thought they got robbed because Final Fantasy Online does such a good job of like releasing new content and like updating their game. But I guess because all these like 13-year-olds have email addresses now, they can go and vote.
I was really disappointed to see Ninja wearing a camo suit.
Oh yeah, that was a terrible idea. So Ninja, thank God you moved to Mixer because we didn't want that representing Twitch.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Also, because Zeus was like laughing about like Crash Team Racing 1 and games out like FIFA. Crash Team Racing, I haven't gotten to play it, but it's done very well. Like it's a really well done. I mean, that's all basically another remake, I suppose. It's done really well though, and
is that the
gameplay,
Nitro Boost one or whatever?
the Nitro Boost one, yeah, people are absolutely loving it. Like absolutely loving it. So I was not surprised by that one. That's actually the one that I thought was going to win for that category, and then it did. So.
Oh wait, I didn't realize that Ninja didn't get nominated for content creator this year.
Yeah, no,
He didn't.
it was Shroud and like someone else.
Hi, Classy.
Hi, Classy.
Also,
Classy, hi.
Jock's won for like best like esports personality, and I just want to say that she's like really really deserving of that. So if you don't follow esports at all,
I didn't know who any of those people were.
Shox is a Belgian gamer, mostly known for commenting
waffles.
League of Legends.
Oh, okay.
But back in the day, he was an Unreal tournament player, and like that's a very high skill ceiling game. It's like very difficult. It's one of my childhood games, and I was always like really bad at it because it's so hard. And it's just really cool to see someone transform from being like a really high level gamer back before esports were a thing, like as much of a thing as they are now, to actually being involved in the like actively in the industry. Also, hello Classy, how are you?
Can we talk about how Steph Curry was there for like 2 minutes?
To present best like esports player to that 12-year-old, right?
Yeah, something like that. Also, Classy, yeah, we know. Discord hates us, I think, because we tweeted at them once and like talk shit, and they're fucking with our camera placement.
Oh,
Yeah.
Classy, by the way.
Yeah,
like,
we can't control the camera placement, unfortunately.
feel free to call me whatever you'd like, but you can call me Rory if you want, because everyone else has
He
adapted
he prefers Taco Puss.
Do not
Oh my
Taco Puss,
God.
please.
Amazing.
Morgan, do you see what you've done?
Yes.
Oh,
my
Do I
bad.
regret it? No, I do not.
oh ouch.
Here comes the follow up with Taco Puss.
You're cute.
I miss you.
I miss you too.
Anyways, but who was? Oh, I think the one that was like really interesting to me was when like Vin Diesel came out.
Oh yeah, that was strange.
Vin Diesel came
Yeah,
out.
Michelle Rodriguez and Vin
Diesel
Diesel were
Michelle
there.
Rodriguez. So they
Oh
said
my
something
god,
about.
I feel like I missed it.
So they were showing a Fast and Furious thing, and we were like, "This has got to be like an event for like Forza or something." And it's an actual Fast Furious game, which I don't want to. It's not like I'm trying to talk.
We
I'm not
all
trying
need
to-
to buy it, and then we all need to pretend to like role play the movies.
So like,
Oh, we could totally do that.
I'm not trying to talk bad about it, but it honestly did look like a PS2 or 360
Yeah, no,
era
the
game.
graphics
Really?
looked
Does it
pretty
look
bad.
terrible?
It doesn't look good.
Like honestly, like Midnight Club LA came out for the PS3 in
like,
early in its
2003.
lifetime, and it looked like it didn't. I don't know if it looked as good as Midnight Club LA. Like,
It was bad.
It was like yeah, I don't know what like
Kaiser,
like, I will
those
say
movie
this.
scripts are the best. You know how many
I will say
quotes
this.
there are?
The Vin Diesel's like history with games, it's not like he's making the thing, like it's not like he's there like programming the engine and stuff like that, but like the Riddick games that like no one knows about anymore were actually really awesome. And part
There
of
were
that is I
Riddick
think that
games.
There were, yeah.
oh yeah,
My brother
there were
got them.
two. Escape from Butcher Bay and Assault on Dark Athena, and he because Vin Diesel actually, I think he actually owns Riddick as a property.
Oh, he does?
Like, if anything gets made of it, he has like 100% say in like what that thing is, and like
Oh
he's,
wow.
like high veto power. But with Fast and the Furious, I don't know. Yeah, he bought the rights. Oh yeah, Kaiser knows the story too. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got a few fans. We hungry.
We hungry.
All the Vin Diesel.
What's up, MK?
properties. Oh, is MK here? Oh shit.
MK.
Yeah, he loves Riddick. He has a lot of love.
Yeah, it was interesting. One of the things also that I found very interesting, which I'm not surprised about this, but also a little surprised. I don't know. It's a weird feeling. Xbox announced their new system, what it looks like, what it's called. They even announced a new game that was on it. And PlayStation announced nothing except for a new game that's going to be on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, so we know PlayStation 5 is confirmed. We've known that for a while. But I thought it'd be weird, because, like, usually they try to do it at the same time, because, like, you don't want them to one-up. But I guess PlayStation's like, nah, we're just going to chill, because we killed them this past, like, decade. So it's...
Did PlayStation not also recently have an event?
The State of Play,
as
they
well?
did.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I'll be interested to see when they announce that. The Xbox One. I was about to call it the Xbox One X, but that's already a thing. It's
it's the Xbox
Series X.
Series X.
I hate it.
Xbox Series Apocalypse.
Dumbest name ever.
Xbox.
So I might be wrong here, but like, did you guys notice like, so like if you go out and buy an entertainment cabinet, they're designed for consoles that are like lengthwise and not height-wise.
That's what I was thinking actually, because like entertainment centers are
You
not.
can use 4 of them to hold up a shelf.
I love. I think it was John who posted this in Discord, but somebody posted it like as a refrigerator, like sized up.
That's the one that I saw.
It does look like a black refrigerator.
One that I saw was remember the sculpting episode from SpongeBob? It was just that. It was just the block of clay.
I mean, we knew it was gonna have like a strange name, right?
Yeah.
Like there was no doubt. There was no doubt. Like nobody was surprised by that.
They can't
Xbox
name
Ruby
consoles.
actually Beast would have been kind of a cool name. Xbox the Ruby.
They
Wasn't
should
it
get
called
Beast on it,
Project?
hire
Wasn't it
Beast.
called Project Scarlet for the longest
Scarlet!
time?
The
It was
Xbox One.
They
what was it?
could have kept with their like system of naming, like 360, then whatever, and then keep going. So they could have 720,
They
1080.
went too far the first time. It should have been
See, the
180.
problem is Trev, if you go too high, you'll start undercutting resolutions. So like everybody will have 4K stuff, and you'll be like, "We're selling the Xbox 1080," and everyone's like, "Ooh, that doesn't sound good." They
Well, the Xbox One X was the project name for that was Project Scorpio.
Yeah, that
Scarlet
was cool.
sounds real cool. The Scorpio, yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot better. Kaiser, when they announced Series X, like I was saying to Morgan, I was like, I bet this is like, because it's Series X. So what I thought was there'll be like a bunch of different models with different specs. But at that point, you're right. That's a PC.
That's what they do with every console generation anyway. Because PlayStation has launch, they have the Slim, they have the
Pro.
Oh,
yeah,
they do it, but some things make it more like explicit, where like you'll actually like, oh, okay, we're releasing these like really definitive, like a larger set of models, which I thought they might want to do. Like considering that Xbox really wants to be a PC right about now, like they're really striving for that.
It's gonna be interesting. I just hate the name.
Yeah, no, the name is the worst part about it. Like,
I will probably get one at one point. With the way that I am now,
my feet up. That's about it.
Well, the way that I am now, I tend to get systems like day one, but I think it would depend for me. They'd really have to amp up on the exclusives for me at least, because I will probably get a PlayStation 5 no matter what. They just always have to.
That's a given.
I feel
That's
like
a
a lot of
given.
the exclusives would be on PC. Like look at what's happening with like Halo right now, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they're all
I feel
coming
like
over
they're
anyway.
more and more.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough sell. That's a tough sell.
Since we were talking about the PlayStation stuff, can one of you post the link for the 25 years of PlayStation?
Yeah, I got it.
That was a nice segue. But when they announced the Xbox Series thing, and like two of the
you guys
chats
can go ahead and move along with this.
Two different people were like, hopefully this time they have some fucking games for it. And I was just like, I mean, that's the truest thing I've ever heard. Like, what did they have last year? Like Forza 5, and then like Forza Lego. Like, all right.
No, it was Forza Horizon 4, and then they did something about it was Forza Lego.
Yeah, it was Forza Lego, and everyone was
I
like,
thought
nobody
was
asked
kidding.
for this.
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
that's a real thing.
Yeah, it was interesting. Honest to God, I was actually really hoping for a Fable. Make me play my Xbox or my PC, because they put it on PC.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was actually hoping for, probably the most in terms of Xbox is a new Fable. They were going to do one called Fable Legends some years ago, but it was going to be a bit different than like a normal Fable game. And then it got canceled. But I was so disappointed because I didn't really want the gameplay to be what it was. But the characters and the whole environment was so like really vibrant, and the color scheme was really good. So I was actually very disappointed to know that like it got canceled, just because like I was really hoping for like a really pretty, really interesting looking Fable game. I mean, not to say that Fable games aren't pretty and interesting or anything, but it looks so good. So I'm really hoping that they'll do a Fable sometime soon. Lack of games is why I'm waiting even longer. I got my PS4 months after release and only played like 3 or 4 games for over a month.
So you should never get it on launch, just because in that time period they're gonna work on 2 different versions of the game. Like they did that last year with PS3 to PS4. It was like, oh, you can buy it on PS3, and if you get a PS4, you can upgrade for like $20 or something.
You didn't like in Fable 2 your character got fat eating carrots. So unrealistic.
I mean, at any
Breaks
given
the
time,
immersion.
if you eat enough carrots, you're gonna get fat.
But how many carrots though?
Yeah, how many were you eating? Were you eating
how
like
many
8
characters-
pounds?
Die
Yes.
first. You die first.
Yeah. You get like, or your skin turns orange.
Yeah.
Also, can you post the Naughty Dog link for how it changed? What you call it? Because these kind of go hand in hand.
Oh, it was only 20 carrots? Oh, okay. See, Kaiser, I thought you were saying that you once ate 20 carrots.
No,
For
it was this
some
Fable.
It's
and
Fable
it's like-
character.
Just like you were like using that as a supporting example. The
You get really good vision. I don't think it works like instantly. I think it's like over an extended period of time. I don't think it's.
Yeah, carrots have a cooldown.
Yeah, you have to wait, or else you're just wasting it.
Carrots have a cooldown.
So these two articles go hand in hand because they're both dealing with PlayStation stuff. These were actually supposed to be for last week, but because last week we only did the trivia part, I was like, fuck it, we'll just bring it up and talk about it again.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how trustworthy the site is because it is by The Verge, and if any of you saw that PC guide.
Ooh, I love
Hopefully
it.
it's
I
not by the
live
same
for that
guy.
video.
Was it Andrew Webster? If it was Andrew Webster, I gotta purge that comment. We gotta
It
get out
says
of here.
by Andrew Webster. Oh god.
Oh no.
Alright, let's see. Let's dive into this and see what this guy's saying.
At least from the title, like I actually definitely agree that like games are very different now, and it's very interesting actually. Like in a short it seems like it's a long time, but at the same time, like it is kind of a short amount of time in terms of like where gaming's like not just started. I mean, like because like it really got like somewhere different like in the mid to late 90s, and it's changed so much now. Like I love actually watching like videos of like the side by sides of like game like Resident Evil, for example. Like I liked looking at like what Resident Evil 3 was, and then like what Resident Evil 3 is going to be in the remake.
Definitely. Yeah.
It's so interesting to see the differences like between just like 20 years, for example. Like I just love it.
I like the article
that's
references
like
that scene. I like that the article references that scene in Uncharted 4 where Nathan and Elena sit down and they play Crash Bandicoot. Like,
Yeah.
so they play a game within the game, and then you can
It's
see like
Gameception.
Gameception, and you see like in game like the stark difference between, you know,
Well, I
original
really-
Bandicoot.
Yeah, and I really love that too because those are both Naughty Dog games. So it's like where
Yeah.
they really came from, and then where they
Yeah.
were like where they are now, and I love that.
Wolfenstein has the same thing actually. In the New Order, like the one that came out in like I want to say 2014, you can play one of the older Wolfenstein titles in that.
I remember playing Wolfenstein like on my like really old Mac, on like a floppy disk.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
that
how old
series
that
has
was.
really come
Yeah.
a long way. That's got to be one of the most transformed series where you can really watch it evolve that exists.
Doom 2, that's a very good example of
Yeah,
Zippy,
Doom 2.
actually.
Yeah. Same thing for a lot of the same reasons actually. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that has really come a long way. And yeah, I saw a couple ads there for Doom Eternal, which I guess is coming out. That was like delayed by a bit, right? So it's coming out in like March.
It was supposed to be out by now. Yeah,
It was
and
supposed
now
to be
it's
out by now. Yeah.
it's coming out the same day as Animal Crossing, and I'm living for that. It's like, what are these people in here for? Are they in here for Animal Crossing or Doom? Two completely different games. Like if gaming were a spectrum, Animal Crossing would be here and Doom would be here.
I don't think you get much overlap. I mean, you might, but
I'd love to know the similarity between Animal Crossing and Doom.
I literally think I'm the only overlap person who will want to play both.
I don't think there's. I don't think.
I don't know. I don't know,
think
Rory. I
can name
played
one
Doom the other
overlap.
day. I played Doom the other day and really enjoyed it, and I think
mean,
I'll
they-
enjoy
they
playing Animal
both have
Crossing.
It is
creatures.
fun, isn't it?
Yeah. The glory kills, man.
They both have creatures. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
They
both
that's
have
a
creatures,
similarity.
Yeah, you know, like my favorite part of Animal Crossing is when the cute little dog tries when I come near it.
Wait, you cut out for a second.
Do you get a
When the
chainsaw in Animal Crossing to cut down
Oh, yeah.
trees?
I don't get a chainsaw. No, you get an axe.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
I don't know. I've never played either one.
God. We need to get you like a Nintendo Switch or something.
Oh my god, Kaiser,
By
I
the
thought you said
way-
you played it on your phone and I was about to boot you out of chat.
By the way, Morgan and
Yeah.
Trev, are you guys getting Halo?
Eventually, yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I was
'Cause
never.
that would be really. It would be really fun to play that with you guys.
I could try it.
I think it would be a blast. Melly, you have Halo.
Yes, I do.
When I get back to London, we will play Halo together.
Okay.
I'm supposed to play.
I'm looking forward to that.
Well, because I don't know when the first one's coming out. Because I know I'm supposed to play through the series with.
I'm terrible at it so far, but I have enjoyed the little that I played it. So.
I think Reach is already out, isn't it?
Yeah,
Reach
but
is
they're
out.
not going in like chronological order.
Mhm.
They're going in like whatever is easiest for them or whatever.
I thought they were going in order of the events of the games.
Oh, are they? I don't know. Because I thought they were
think
gonna
they
do
are.
like Halo 1 since that was the first one that came out, and then like the rest of
I think they're doing like. I assume what they're doing is like they're doing storyline chronological order. Okay, yeah. What Zippy said, yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
That'd be like if they didn't like if they released like Don't Make Cry like that. If they're like, oh, here's 3, and then here's whatever, then this and this.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like no one's gonna. Why did you name this 3 and then have it be the first one? It's allowed them to reach on PC and console at the same time. Oh, so are they re-releasing them on console as well? Is there like a remaster for Xbox or something?
You PC snobs. Well, you could be one of us, Zeus. You could be a PC
One
snob,
of
too.
us. One of us.
Play on what you got.
Halo will literally never be on the PS4 though. That's the problem.
They have
Nope.
Destiny. They don't
Happen.
need Halo.
If that's one thing that Microsoft will not give up, it's that and Forza.
Stop bullying me.
You can play Persona on PC. Yeah, that's true. Actually, the one thing like I
Well,
always
you
said
could
this,
technically. You can emulate some of them, not the newest ones. Not at
Well, you
this
can
time.
emulate the newest
Yeah.
one. Yes. The on the PS3 emulator because Persona 5 came out on.
Why
the
would
PS3
fucking
as
Halo
well.
come to Switch?
Okay, that one I'm not that surprised about because Microsoft and Nintendo actually have a very good relationship. They like each other a lot.
Yeah, Phil and Bowser are
Yeah.
probably throwing back beers right now.
Phil Spencer actually loves Nintendo Switch. I think he has one, and he's talked about how much he likes it. But if I remember right, I believe it was like Fortnite and Minecraft were the first ones to do crossplay between Nintendo Switch and Xbox One. It was like a huge thing. They did like a big commercial about it, and they were all like, "We play together," and it's supposed to be a big thing between Xbox and Nintendo. So I would not be surprised about that one. And Zeus, thank you so much for gifting
Yeah, I
us
fucked
up
that
to
up.
Beast.
I said
Really
thank you,
appreciate
Beast. It's not Beast. It's
Beast
Zeus.
didn't do anything.
Yeah. Well, no, Beast did do something. He's here.
Yeah. that's
He is
true,
here receiving the gift sub.
Oh, you keep getting the Coke ad, Kaiser.
Oh, I've only ever seen that ad. That's kind of like Rory and back in the day for the Informer. The
The Informer,
Amazon
watch
Prime
the
original
Amazon Prime
series.
original series Informer. Before for those who don't know the story, before I was an affiliate. So before you're an affiliate, you have to watch ads on your own damn channel.
Yep.
So every time I would go live, I'd bring up
Poor
my
Roy.
channel on my laptop, and it would be an ad for the Amazon Prime original series Informer. Watch it today on Amazon Prime. And I saw so many ads for it, I watched the damn thing. It was pretty good. Watch it today, Amazon Prime.
So hey, repetitive works.
Yeah,
they got Rory to watch it. So
yeah. See, here's the thing. You you think Kaiser that you hate that Coke ad, but someday you're gonna be hating the Coke ad, drinking a Coke, and you're not even gonna know it.
I think Zippy also gets that ad. I think that's the only ad they're playing right now because that's the only ad I've ever gotten. Well,
we here certainly.
before Terminator came out because Terminator
Coke
was
all
the
the
only
time,
ad
now
I was
you
getting
do,
earlier.
yeah.
You know what's really sad? I was looking on Twitter. I guess a lot of people are upset about that ad,
Wait, why?
which is, I think it's people just being jealous of other people getting partnered and getting.
Aw, that's not
whatever.
too bad,
I
though.
know. I kind of got discouraged, like looking at. I was sad about it, and so I was like, I just need to not look at this right now.
Well, it's like because that's good for those people that.
Yeah, it's such.
that
Yeah, to get that success and get that. Like I think it's a good thing. I was just sad that Twitter's.
If you put
Yeah.
in Twitter's gonna be upset about anything.
Yeah.
If you put in the work and then you get rewarded with that, then hell yeah, you deserve that. Like,
See,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Like I would just think like I wouldn't want to be like, oh well, wow, like now I'm just Like now I feel bad that
Yeah.
these people are getting partnered. Like I'm never gonna get partnered. It's like how about instead I'm like, you know what, this is gonna motivate me. These people are getting partnered. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get partnered.
Yeah, they
someday,
started
you
at
know?
the same point you were at, so it's like
Yeah.
the only
Everybody
thing you're
started
doing is
at the
fucking
bottom.
up by not, stepping up.
Plus, like it's so easy to just be happy for other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It
Yeah.
takes more energy to be
It-
negative than it does to be
Yeah.
positive.
And I really
It's
like
very easy
like,
just to be.
what you said about like everybody does start from the bottom on Twitch. Like even if you know big streamers when you start, like that doesn't make people watch and hang around on your channel. Like for like people who like your Twitch channel, they have to enjoy hanging out there for like long stretches of time.
Yeah.
And that like no one can get you that.
They also have
Yeah.
to be able to deal with you. Like, I can't tell you how many people like.
There
when
is a
Ash would raid me and they'd be like, "Oh no, I'm leaving." I was like, "Cause I'm different in chat than I am like when I'm talking to people," and a lot of people didn't get that.
there's a YouTuber whose name I unfortunately cannot remember for some weird reason. I think it's like AJ something maybe or something. I can't remember. But I remember listening to a thing about him because like somebody was like asking about like where he came from and everything, and he started out, it was like 10 years ago or something on YouTube. And I think for about a year he only got up to like 100 subscribers on YouTube, which like for a lot of people would like maybe feel discouraging because that's not even one subscriber a day. But he kept going and he still kept making videos because he was happy to do it and he was having a lot of fun, and then he got to where he is today, where he's like one of the biggest content creators on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's like you need to put time into it, like you gotta put time into it. You can't be negative just because other people are like rising up in the streaming world. Like you have to put your own work into it.
Yeah.
So like everybody's gonna start from somewhere.
I feel like it's those people who feel entitled. Like they know a lot of people, and then they turn something on. They're like, okay, I expect people to be here. I expect people to like show up, and I expect to get this at this point, and this point, and this point. It's like that's not how you're supposed to approach it.
Yeah.
Well, isn't the ad, Kaiser? I think the point of the ad is like it's people getting partnered for the first time, and then Coke just came in and kind of blasted them with a gifted sub, so they would only have at least 70 viewers.
This sounds like
Usually.
Mr. Beast, but like even Mr. Beast, like I've seen some of his videos, and like he goes and like donates to like people who like don't really need it. Like I saw him throw
it
money
was
at
basically-
Ninja, and I was like, he
It's
doesn't need
basically
the
just
fucking
Coke
money.
celebrating new partners, which they would have those numbers if they were new partners. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Can I say something quickly about Mr. Beast?
Yeah.
It needs to be said.
Yes.
Which
Here,
is like-
here first.
like an ad on like YouTube videos, and it was for a browser add-on. And he talks about all the different browsers it's available on, and one of them is Opera, which is it's the word Opera, O-P.
I know I know of this browser.
Like,
yes.
and he pronounces it Oprah, and every time I see the ad, it drives me insane. I've never gotten past that with him. That's where our friendship started and ended. Me and Mr.
Oh wait,
My God.
Beast! I didn't know that's how he started. He started making videos just to buy pizza. That's so relatable.
Yeah,
That it kind of is actually.
yeah, really though. Damn.
Now he's hitting 1 million subs. That's incredible. I love that.
Pizza is a wonderful thing.
And he probably still does it to buy pizza.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
He should get
Never-
a pizza sponsorship from like anywhere. Like,
Never change pizza guy.
Yeah.
They did it. You boycotted DiGiorno's?
Yeah, okay.
Specific
I don't know if this
boycott.
is gonna
I
be an
love it.
unpopular opinion, but I think DiGiorno's is crap for like frozen pizza.
Oh, it's definitely not the best. Even though
okay.
they
Have it in
Alright.
Canada.
do you know about that ad? It's like it's not delivery, it's
It's
DiGiorno.
DiGiorno,
DiGiorno.
yeah. They
Oh
act
my
like they're the
God.
best.
You guys are not serious, right? So we have that, but it's not delivery, it's Delicio, which is a different it's actually the same slogan.
Wow.
Canada is a strange and
Is
wonderful
it the
place.
same company that just like
Kaiser,
why
I'm
did they
right there
decide
with
to
you. I
market-
love Red Barons.
Give me Red Bear.
I gotta look into the DiGiorno lore.
Wait.
It's the
This is
same company.
interesting.
It's Nestle who owns both of them, and they're just marketed differently. In
Why did they
different
change
countries.
the name?
Why?
Because
Delicio.
like I honestly think it's because like I don't know, like DiGiorno doesn't sound like a name I'd ever run into in Canada. Maybe that's the problem.
Does it
Although
mean
Delicio
something in
isn't
French?
Exactly a name.
Is it like a cuss word in French? And
Wait,
they don't
what's
wanna,
the word again?
Delicio is the Canadian brand.
Well, Delicio means delicious.
Yeah.
In
Spanish.
I think it's.
no, it's
I-
No,
delicioso.
delicioso. Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
Italian. It might be Italian.
it is Italian, but
It should be
like,
Italian since it's pizza.
Delicioso. But then
I
they
would've
just
thought
made
it
like a
would be
fake.
French
Then
thing.
they made a fake, not a fake, but like, why wouldn't they just?
Yeah, why
I don't
wouldn't
know.
they
That
just
doesn't
go-
make any sense.
It's probably some like bullshit law like the Beast Wars and then like Beasties. Like it's probably some like, transition thing that they can't do.
I mean, maybe. Why does no one have lore on this online?
Canadians who aren't Rory probably pronounce DiGiorno weird. We got to get Caroline on this. Like, what would Caroline say?
Oh, you don't
DiGiorno
even want to
versus-
know how Caroline would say that. That's a bad rabbit hole to go.
Do
down.
me a favor, go next door and ask your neighbor, and then bring her in here, and then
I
you
am
can get her
100%
opinion.
not doing that under any circumstances.
Wait a second. There's this whole article about what different products are marketed differently. Like they're the same thing. So like Lay's potato chips in America are Walkers in the UK
The
and
fuck?
Ireland.
Interesting. I want to look
And
at
they're
this.
Why
called
is
they're
it
called
Walker?
they're called Sabritas in Mexico, Smiths in
Okay,
Australia.
I knew
and-
Sabritas because I'm super.
But
close
it's
to
Lay's.
Mexico.
And Kaiser explains it. Yeah, they just stick with the name that the company had in that area. So like they probably bought out both of those companies.
Oh my god!
independently.
So it's like EVA Games
Hardee's,
and
Hardee's
GameStop.
and Carl's Jr. are the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Uh-huh.
did not know that.
See, I feel like
Well, I
I've
can't
known
tell
that
if you're being
because-
sarcastic or you actually didn't know that.
I literally did not know that.
See,
Oh.
I think I knew that because I actually have like I've seen like commercials and stuff, at least from where I'm from, where they will say like get it at any at your local Hardee's or Carl's or what is it, Carl's Jr. Right?
Yeah.
I just literally
Yeah.
thought like I've never. There's no Carl's Jr. on the
Well,
East
Yeah,
Hold on.
Carl's Juice.
So I literally just-
West.
I thought it was like an In and Out situation. Where like, oh, Carl's Jr. is just like another West Coast like thing.
No,
and we
no,
have-
no.
And, like-
Milne has the lore on crisps here and says
Oh,
that
okay,
Walker's
okay.
predates Lay's.
Lay's came in and bought them.
Interesting.
Oh, of course, typical America. Okay.
The now, nothing is as bad as the Smarties Rockets problem that you guys have, where you guys
They're
don't have real
like
Smarties.
the only thing
That's
bad about
you need
that
to address
is
that.
they're completely different candies.
Okay.
Like,
I need to learn. I need to know all of this stuff. But
from
I
my
just-
understanding, Smarties in Canada are chocolate based.
They're chocolate based, yeah. So
What?
you guys,
Oh yeah, I
had-
remember that. I remember when you said that.
Yeah, you guys had Smarties, right? And then you tried to come to Canada and sell them, and we were like, we already got something called Smarties here. So then you guys rebranded what you call Smarties as Rockets in Canada.
I wonder why they went with rockets.
Kind of me too.
I did know about Burger King and Hungry Jack's.
Wait, hold up, Milne.
fuck is Hungry
Kraft is
Jack's?
buying
But
Cadbury.
it's
and
Burger
why?
King, but in Australia.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? Same thing with soda companies.
Are they gonna mess up Cadbury chocolate, Milne? Milne, tell me this isn't gonna happen.
They're ruining our
It
chocolate.
probably was Kraft because Kraft is pretty big here for like.
Because if they ruin Milne's chocolate, they also ruin my chocolate. Is the thing, and I am not standing for that.
Because it's
bullshit.
Kraft mac and cheese, Kraft.
Oh no!
Dinner, Kraft.
European chocolate
cheese
is so much,
slices.
so much better than American chocolate.
Which is weird. We're like the country for like diabetes and like
They've
we're
already
not
started
making
fucking
good
up the
chocolate.
You know that apparently like Cool Ranch Doritos are Cool American Doritos in Europe.
Why would they call them cool American Doritos?
Because
What-
let's
what
face it,
flavor
ranch,
is
ranch is
American?
ranch,
Yeah,
ranch is
here's
such an
the one.
American flavor, though. It makes sense. Like that makes sense to me. Nobody else uses ranch dressing. Only Americans.
I hate ranch dressing.
This is interesting. So I guess in Quebec they call it PFK instead of KFC.
PF.
Have
What?
you seen that?
What is PF? But what does that stand for?
Is it pool? Is it poulet free? Because
Yeah,
it'd be
yeah,
free.
that's probably right. Yeah.
poulet free Kentucky is what it is.
Yeah.
What?
Well, poulet is
Different
French for chicken.
language.
Yeah,
They-
poulet is
Poulet-
French
Well,
for chicken.
pollo
Oh.
is chicken in Spanish.
Poulon.
just like-
Poulon. What was
just
it?
like
Poulet?
pollo.
Sure.
Poulet, yeah.
Poulet.
Poulet.
Here's that Smarties, United States, Rockets, Canada. I found that one.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
even
yeah.
look. Yeah, they even look the same. It's like interesting.
Like, how do you guys like
Poulet
remember
frite. Oh,
your-
poulet frite. Okay, okay.
in America? Like, what do you use to remember your order of operations in math? Like, you should have some rules about like
PEMDAS.
when division is what?
PEMDAS.
Huh?
PEMDAS?
PEMDAS,
Parentheses.
Parentheses.
I don't know it because I haven't done it in like 9 years.
Exponent.
Oh my
but
god. It's exponent.
Exponents.
Multiplication, division, addition, subtraction.
Addition, subtraction.
Oh,
I think-
okay, yeah.
Please
So
excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
That's
in
what I
Canada,
did. Yeah.
In Canada, it's either, depending on if you studied English or French, it's PEDMAS or BEDMAS.
What?
So like the division, it does like the division and multiplication. It doesn't matter what order.
Well,
you
yeah,
do them in,
you can
right?
switch them.
So-
They're interchangeable.
But so in Canada, we always put the division first.
Oh, is there a reason for that, or like?
No, I.
So I love this one. This one is Mr. Clean in the United States is Meister Popper in Germany.
Well, that makes. I mean that.
That's way better.
that
I
makes-
love it.
Everything sounds scarier.
Some of these are great. I love this.
Order.
Bodmas, that's
Order.
cool.
Yeah. Order is presumably the second O, right? Milne?
What those? Can you explain what the rest of it is?
Yeah, it's a brackets. B for brackets. Brackets, order, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction.
Oh,
So.
Oh, brackets. Okay.
Yeah.
but then what's those order?
Parentheses. Order is like to the order of. It's an exponent.
Oh,
it's
excellent.
a,
Okay, alright.
like colloquial way of phrasing.
It's just I've never heard someone say order, and that's why.
Oh yeah.
Dove chocolate in the United States is Galaxy chocolate in the United Kingdom.
I think I knew that.
That's
I did
not a
not know
bad
that
name
one.
as far
There's
as names
Hungry
go.
Oh, hey, here's DiGiorno equals Delicioso. Or Delicio.
Oh yeah, because
sorry.
like I had a.
Yeah.
Are they
Yeah, so
the
there's that one.
Who's the one that makes those Galaxy? Is the Flake bars? I've had those from the UK.
Dove
Those
is soap here. Yeah, Dove is a soap here too, Milne. But I think that's also
Dove is a
America.
soap here too. Yeah.
Who's the one that make the Flake bars?
Wait, so Mars bars are just Milky Ways?
Huh?
Yes. Well,
mean,
Mars
Oh,
is
it's
the company.
Cadbury. Oh, it's a Cadbury thing.
No.
Okay.
No. Mars
Mars
bars
is
are
the company.
Milky Ways are Milky Ways. Wait, what's going on?
Yeah, this
Well,
one
no,
says Milky
there's
Way.
a candy company called Mars. They handle
Yeah.
Milky Way, I think Reese's,
Wait,
Hershey's.
but what do you?
Milky
Wait,
Way
no,
is
no,
not
no.
Mars.
Stop.
Just because it's astronomical doesn't.
No, Mars bars exist here. Mars bars exist here, Zeus. We in Commonwealth countries we still have Mars bars. All right, we just have they
Commonwealth?
just say
Do you know
Mars
how
on
much
them,
we're in
and they're
debt?
terrific. The Mars bars are plenty. Milne gets it. The
I've never had a Mars bar, I'll be honest.
what?
Yeah,
the-
because this just says Milky Way United States equals Mars bar
All right,
everywhere
Kaiser.
else.
okay, that's gotta stop. The like I understand that it might be the same thing.
Kaiser's
all
got
right,
the
but I'm still
inside
upset about
lore.
it. Wait, let me explain to
Guys,
Kennedy.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
You can buy it online or in Nevada.
Why specifically Nevada?
I don't know. I don't understand. Hold on.
Damn, with all these names
Oh, because
we're
of
dropping.
because Ethel M Chocolates is the subsidiary Mars bar.
We're about to
is
get
in-
so many
located in Nevada.
sponsorships.
You will never take our chocolate Commonwealth countries. Yes.
And legal prostitutes. Why do you know that?
Sorry.
Hold up.
Yeah, no worries.
Hold up. Okay, so
Yeah, it hasn't
your
been here
American
since
Mars
2000.
bar was different than what we call Mars bars now. Your discontinued bar is not what we call a Mars bar in Canada. It's a different bar. This
Yeah,
is
it's a Milky
confusing
Way.
AF. This is
Okay,
no,
let's
but
see.
I mean, like, your Mars bar didn't become your Milky Way. It changed before it
Yeah.
became Milky Way.
Mhm.
The so what you had as Mars bars just does not exist anymore. Like it's not
Yeah.
even, I don't think
Yeah,
It was
no,
discontinued in 2002, according to the internet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And our Mars bars are not like those Mars bars. They're different. Slice.
Kaiser says Three Musketeers is just nugget. Milky Way is nugget and
Nougat.
caramel.
Nougat.
Nougat,
not
yeah,
nugget.
not
Listen,
nugget.
I'm gonna pronounce it however I want to pronounce it.
Charcuterie.
Look, I know how to say charcuterie. I work in a Whole Foods.
But you don't know how to say nougat? Okay, go ahead.
Snickers nugget, caramel peanut.
Okay, no, wait. Now I'm confused about this one.
Mars
Apparently,
bars, nugget, and nuts.
okay, so now like I'm down on this one. And
Okay,
it says,
thank you, Kaiser.
It says that our Three Musketeers bars are called Milky Ways everywhere else.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
All right, I
None
was
of
a
this
lot
stuff
more
makes
confused.
European candy
After
is
the
confusing.
facts.
Yes, I agree. Best Life. I agree with that a lot.
The
Well,
You
our
know
Three
what?
Musketeer bars are also claimed to be like 66% whipped chocolate.
I used to think that you guys had to convert to the metric system, and now I realize that's not your biggest issue that you got.
That
It's
isn't.
the candy.
What we actually need is unification of candy here.
I know, we need
Not just
standard candy.
There's also pizza. There's also chips. There's also
No,
so every
Melanie's
kind of
right,
food.
though. Also, the chocolate, I feel like the chocolate is superior in other countries.
God.
I found
Is that
one.
true?
We bastardized the chocolate somehow.
Rory actually knows this because when he came down here, we went to this like little like shop that sold like all sorts of different stuff that was really neat. And there's like a whole bunch of candy, and I'm like, pick anything out, I'll get it for you. And he goes, you know what? I'm gonna get a Kit Kat bar. And I was like, actually, don't get that. I already bought you one. It's at the house. Because he said he wanted to try a Kit Kat bar from America because they're different in Canada, and
Yeah.
he said that they were much sweeter.
The American
here.
one is infinitely sweeter. Milne, have you ever had an American cat bar? They're completely different.
I'm pretty
The
sure it's just
chocolate
because
is a
we
whole
add
nother thing.
more sugar.
We add more
Probably.
sugar, we add more milk, probably because of like
Diabetes.
big dairy. No, it's because we have we subsidize
milk and
American
more
dairy.
corn syrup
Yeah,
this
so we
time.
have
Okay, yeah.
we subsidize. Sorry, we didn't want to get into this on the stream, but dairy and like corn products. So those are going to get added to everything.
Here's one that I also know about that Rory found very interesting when he was. So Kraft mac and cheese, what we just call mac and cheese. He saw it on a shelf at Walmart, and he goes, "What is this?" I'm like, "It's mac and cheese," and he's like, "That's Kraft dinner."
Yeah.
So
Wait, so
I
you
mean,
call it
he's
dinner
not-
and it's not
he's not wrong.
specifically...
no, it's called Kraft dinner, mac
Not
and
Kraft-
cheese.
But not Kraft supper.
Oh.
Oh, that was good.
It-
No, it's just called Kraft dinner. Mac and cheese here, like in the United States, is called Kraft dinner in Canada.
yeah. It's wild. By the way,
What if it's not? What if it's not made by Kraft? Do you guys just have one brand of mac and cheese?
No. If it's not made by it's you guys who are overloading the term, right? like we are the ones. Like if it's that box thing, it's called Kraft dinner if it's made by Kraft, and it's called something else if it's made by some other place. You just call it some other brand of boxed macaroni and cheese.
All right,
But
so
we're adding specificity to the world.
after this, I'm gonna need Congress to drop everything they're doing, and all the different places around the world. We need to get NATO back together, and then we need to have them decide on a definite name for all these
Okay.
products and items.
First of all, definitely wouldn't be NATO, okay? Because that's
That
only a
that
very
was my best
specific group of
shot.
People.
I didn't know who handled Parliament, the White House, whatever. Everyone who's in charge of something needs to get together. Whatever
wait,
that scene at the
I'm
end of
glad
Black
Jarrett's
Panther
here.
was.
I'm glad Jarrett's here to know about all this.
Good
Oh,
lord.
also,
United Nations, that's it.
Oh my god.
I-
Okay, here's one. So, who knows what opal fruits are? Who in the chat can tell me what an opal fruit is?
I don't know what
Is
it
it a
is,
fruit
but
that's
I have
shaped like
no
an
idea
opal?
what that is.
I definitely know the name. But
Okay,
I knew
Melanie
Melanie
knows.
could do it.
Melanie knows.
That sounds fake.
Fake news. But
Melanie, how would you describe an opal fruit? How would you describe that
Exactly, Zippy.
without
We
saying
need
like,
the
DC
Justice
Universe
League
stream.
to solve this.
In order
We
to
could.
solve
I
this
feel like
whole
we could
candy
solve.
business.
We could solve all the world's problems if we could just standardize candy.
Fruity chewy squares. Okay, so what would you guys think that is?
Starburst?
Starbursts. We call them
Oh.
Starbursts.
Opal fruits are kind of like dark.
Opal fruits.
Yeah, they're called opal fruits. We call ours are Starbursts.
Oh. Okay, but they're squares. Oh wait,
Mhm.
opal, not oval. Sorry, I was
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
oval.
Well, what the
Oh
fuck
yeah,
is an opal?
An
Well, an
opal's
op-
like a gem. It's a gemstone.
Isn't it still rounded though?
Well,
Yeah.
it's
Oh, and it's usually shaped rounded, but I don't think. I mean, it's a stone, so
I mean,
I
it
don't know how
doesn't
it
have
shapes.
a shape. Yeah, it's like
I'm at the
We,
end
should-
of
we
the
need
list.
we need Rocket Sage in here to explain us what an opal is.
Yeah, the geologist.
Yeah.
we need Rocket Sage in here to get my name wrong.
Guys, I'm very sad I got to the end of the list. Should we go on to 20 incredible facts about your cat or 10 things you didn't know about Justin Trudeau?
Oh my
we should
goodness.
take a BuzzFeed quiz to like find out which.
I'll be
like,
honest. I know the name Justin Trudeau,
Yeah.
but I don't know what they're famous for.
Okay,
Why?
you need
Trudeau is
to.
not
What you need to.
famous for anything, Trevor. He's the Prime Minister of
He's the
Canada.
Oh, okay.
Also,
alright.
Trevor, there's a 20-minute episode of that Hassan Minaj show, which I can show you, which it'll explain who Justin Trudeau is.
God, that was
The,
great. Thank you for that, Trev.
Wait, we're-
If you were
Patriot-
in our country and you didn't even figure out who our leader.
Listen,
The,
I was in your country and it sucked because they couldn't let me leave. And then I was handed fake money and then they weren't honoring it.
Oh my goodness, Trevor.
I have to say,
How dare they not take your fake money?
I've got to mention this because I just got back and I haven't had a podcast.
You're hurting Milne right now.
I need to talk about. I want to say some things about America.
Well, technically, the closest neighbor to me where I'm at is Mexico. 'Cause I'm,
That's true.
I'm
Yeah,
in San
Rory,
Diego.
I want to hear your thoughts about your first time in America.
So
Flags.
Let's talk-
He's gonna
let's
mention
talk about it.
flags. I know
my-
that.
talk
okay,
about
flags
it.
are gonna come up. Don't worry. But there's one. Okay, well, first of all, okay, I had the most wonderful first few minutes in America, getting to the bus station and seeing Morgan there, and that was delightful and long awaited. Because the last time we saw each other in person was at Tularicon. So
don't
so I
fucking
arrived
know,
in
Melanie.
Buffalo, right? And Buffalo, in my opinion, based on what I thought Buffalo was, like you hear about it all the time, it's got a football team. I thought it was like really big, like a giant city, like at least as big as Toronto. Not at all. Nope. Like it's like much more understated than that. So like that was interesting. And one of the first places we went to was, where was it first? Morgan, it was the Walmart, right? That I first identified this American thing.
No, we went to the mall. We went to a mall.
The mall was first?
Oh, you went to an
you're right.
American mall on your first day? Okay.
I went to an American mall and
Yeah, oh, it was amazing. We were in a Barnes and Noble. We were kissing each other, and we stopped and we looked, and there was a lady looking through the window.
She
Yeah,
was
it was
like
a big-
staring you guys down.
She was staring at us.
I don't know if I don't know if you realized, but we were next to like a very big glass wall. And like this one very judgmental.
Were there-
she
lady
was
not
she was
happy at all.
zoning in on your PDA.
Were there
Yeah,
were
yeah.
there mannequins in this area? Because that might have been the display center for like a Macy's or something.
No, we were like at the front of like a Barnes and Noble. So like it was the window that was like looking into like the rest of like the main part of like the mall, basically.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And this lady was just staring at us. It was so uncomfortable. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. Anyways, continue.
Then we were like walking around and I saw a big billboard, and I mean like an indoor billboard, like a big poster, and I mean a big poster, all right? And it's
This was
like,
great.
sort of rather like kind of serious, like he means business looking gentleman, sort of standing there with like his arms crossed or something, like looking
Oh,
at the
I heard
camera.
the story on.
And he's standing behind him. His backdrop is a very large American flag, which tapes up the whole of the billboard, right? And I pointed at it and I said, "Morgan, what's he running for?"
Can I say it? Because this is great.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
I just look right at him, and I look back at the poster, and I look at him, and I just go, "That guy's a plumber."
He was just dead ass a regular plumber. Like he wasn't like a special American like designated plumber. and for some reason he has this big American flag behind him, and I was like, that's so weird. Like, and then, but I wasn't ready because every place we went for the rest of the day had like 15 American flags up. Like Milne, do you see like the Union flag everywhere you go? Like, I don't see the Canadian flag everywhere I go. But it's everywhere in America. It's on every house.
Yeah, here it's like really in your face.
Yeah, when we went to the Walmart, he was like, what did you say, Rory? You're like, why did they put those flags up there? Like, how did they get them down if they want to sell them? I'm like, those are just flags.
Yeah,
they're just regular flags. Like, I thought, like, you'd think you'd arrived on a special American holiday and not a random American Thursday. That just, like, was not significant. Even going down past the, hold on a minute.
The Palace, there's not that many Union Jacks.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
it was...
You best believe if there's a place to hang a flag, they're gonna hang a flag.
Okay, so it now.
So y'all don't have like a Pledge of Allegiance.
I was gonna say that actually, because like I said that to Rory. I'm like, so let me get this straight. You guys don't have the American flag just in every single classroom that you guys have, and every single morning you have to put your hand over your heart and say, "I pledge allegiance to the flag."
Swear allegiance to the flag.
No, we didn't.
I know how to do that in sign language still.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag.
Honestly,
Milne's like,
honestly, it was something. It was something we always did in elementary school. I never thought about it, and then when I got older, I'm like, this is weird that we're doing this. You know
used
what I
to
mean?
stop. Like, I remember
It's
I did
weird.
it. I used to say it in kindergarten, and then after like third grade, I just never said it because I was like, why the fuck am I saying this?
Also, we get in trouble for not doing it in school. Like, we would be threatened with like detention if you didn't stand up and do
if you didn't stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance. Yeah. I did not realize till later how strange that was.
Mm-hmm.
It was just something you did, you know, like everybody.
Well, and I didn't realize until a few years ago because like I was on like Tumblr or something, and somebody was talking about it on there, and so like this American person, because somebody was saying something about like, why do you guys have American flags everywhere? And a lot of Americans were commenting, and they're like, you guys don't have that everywhere. And then somebody said something about the Pledge of Allegiance, and they're like, we don't do that. What the hell? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely didn't do that. I don't even, as some people here, probably everyone in this like podcast knows, but not everyone in chat, I don't even know the English words to the English version of our national anthem. Like,
I mean, if it helps,
But he knows
I don't think I
French
know
version,
the lyrics to my national anthem either. I know like some of it, but that's
there we
about
go.
it.
See, as somebody who was in chorus and we would sing that, like at every concert that we would do, I do know that one. That one's just
Fergie sang it the best, honestly.
good lord.
Oh,
We're really gonna bring up Fergie's rendition of that, of the Star Spangled Banner? Can we not, please?
Oh my goodness, I had blocked that out of my memory until you said it just 2 seconds ago.
I was like, that was not a.
Whoa, Zeus, you had to pledge allegiance to the Texas flag? Okay, please tell me.
That's a very Texas thing to do. So
Please tell me what is in the tech. Yeah, I need to know word
There's
for word.
There's America. You know,
what is the Pledge of Allegiance to Texas?
Being proud of America, and then there's Texas, being proud of Texas.
There's a Texas song, isn't there?
Like this.
What was it? There's a Texas there's a song I'm
reading it.
Like big time about like being from Texas. God bless Texas.
Zeus, do you know? I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one and indivisible. Oh wait, I'm going to read it. Okay, it says, honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
What the fuck?
Do they just add that to the Pledge of Allegiance in Texas? Like, is that just what you guys do?
Well, no, keep in mind, Texas is also the place that tried to rewrite the history books to have it say some other shit because it was, like, offensive to them.
I don't know if it was in Texas, but I do know that there were some textbooks that were trying to rewrite that it was something like the Native Americans moved out, like were willing to move out of their own settlements so that the settlers could move in. And I was like, yeah.
Oh wow, they just up and moved out, huh?
It's definitely the Trail of Tears. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Like that's just history is the thing. That's what bothers me about it. Like, you can't rewrite.
What do you
history,
mean? What do you
know?
mean? Pump the brake. It was your state that did it, Zeus. You guys need to calm down.
Oh man.
You don't see fucking California out here going, oh yeah, no, we.
Oh yeah,
found
that was
this
another
land."
thing. Yeah, they were trying to. There's a lot of places that are actually trying to remove the thing about separation of church and state. It's a big thing. It's interesting.
There are a
It's,
lot of issues here that aren't really issues that are considered issues, as you're seeing.
I've got to say, because it feels like all I said about America was that there's a lot of flags and that I really.
I was like, how did we get on this topic? Okay.
And that the plumbers look like they're,
Okay,
they're going
wait.
for president.
Wait, let's continue. I want to hear more
Sorry.
about Roy's adventures in America.
There was we hung out with Tony and we went with Tony to what you call Friendlies, which is this like American ice cream joint.
Okay, is
I
there a
think
Canadian version
I think
of
that's
it?
the East Coast thing because I've never heard of that.
It is more of an East Coast thing. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a diner, but they sell like you can tell it's mostly ice cream, but they ask you if you want dinner or ice cream when you come in.
This sounds
Yeah,
like
that's just-
DQ.
Yeah, they're just like dinner or dessert.
Yeah,
We're like,
and
dessert.
we were like an hour before close, so we were like, oh, let's go with dessert. So we went with dessert, and then like people came in like 15 minutes after us, and they were like dinner, and I was like, oof, bad night for these employees. Dairy Queen for sure. Oh, it's like yeah, I guess it's there's something different about the atmosphere.
Well, do you guys have Dairy
It's
Queen in
more
Canada?
traditional. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's got like sort of a more old school atmosphere than Dairy Queen. I liked it. I ordered like a mint chocolate sundae, which was phenomenal. And then we went to Walmart and I bought like Christmas Mike and Ike's, and they were also phenomenal. So it was off to a good start.
Did they taste different than your Mike and Ike's?
Well, I mean, they were Christmas flavored, so like.
Well, no, like, do you think like the
No, I think
sweetness
the
or
rest
like
of it is the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I do love that it's just Christmas flavor also.
Yeah.
Christmas
The,
kind of flavor.
Like, what does it taste like?
So-
It tastes like Christmas.
Like a few nights later, like we did a bunch of stuff that was a great time, but a few nights later we went to Applebee's, which is another American restaurant.
Yes.
It's sort of like, so if you're a Canadian in this chat for some reason.
Hi, AJ.
It's
AJ.
sort of like a Montana's. Ironically, Montana's is a Canadian like chain, and
I think I've heard you
Applebee's
mention
is this
Montana,
American one.
but
Yeah. It's like a really useful like milestone marker on like certain restaurants.
Oh, I'm gonna do the thing I usually do when we do
Yeah,
this.
fire
Okay.
away.
Oh,
Oh, thank you.
Back on the
Yes,
Google.
yeah.
I love you, Mel.
I just want to make sure everybody knows and can.
Yeah, if
Check
you
this
click
out for
on that,
themselves.
that's like
oh,
Yes,
this is a
AJ.
barbecue
AJ.
place.
Honestly, this looks better than Applebee's.
This looks good as shit.
I know this looks better than Applebee's.
Yes, AJ. I am sugar fucking Melly.
it's actually like the Applebee's I was really impressed by actually. I had
Wait, you were? That's like I don't know. That's like a basic like restaurant.
Well, here's the thing, okay? I started off with like buffalo wings, which works, right? Because I was visiting New York, right?
Yeah, if you're in that part of the country, you need to have buffalo wings. It's like a
And
given.
reminds me of Applebee's and TGIFs, and we don't have a TGIFs here, so I can't credit that half of the comparison. But yeah,
I don't think I've ever been to a TGI Fridays.
Well, the places that like all
You
are
don't either 'cause
similar,
they
like
went under?
Chili's,
Oh, okay.
TGI Fridays, Applebee's. There's places actually called BJ's.
Oh, BJ's is good.
Yeah,
The BJ's Brew House.
we have a lot of those like restaurant families type deal.
wings
places.
are great. Wings are great, Zeus. We of course have wings in Canada, but it's like as Melly knows. So Melly was actually in Canada once, and Melly? Did you go back to America just to have wings? Am I wrong about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was in Canada for my cousin's wedding. This was a few years
You
ago.
crossed the border just to get food. and
Well,
went
yeah,
back.
we crossed the border to go. It wasn't Anchor. I think it was like something similar. But we literally crossed the border just to get dinner and have wings, and then cross back to go because we were staying in Canada. But we had to tell the border patrol agent. They were like, "Wait, why did you why are you, trying to get into America? I was like, oh, we want wings. Like, we're just here for the wings.
Like, we just want to eat. Like,
Literally talking to the border people about like our reason for being in America. It was really funny. So
all in all, America was wonderful. I had a great time there. And I cannot wait to go back in January.
is that the next time you're coming out?
Yeah, I'll be going back in late January.
will you be learning the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yeah, you know what? I
Jesus.
will.
You should.
I'll
You know
really
what you should do?
embrace
You
it.
should buy a flag since you can get them so easily here, and then just like hang it up in your room or something.
Please.
And then every day when
Never
you wake
do
up,
that.
every day when you wake up, I expect you to say, "I pledge allegiance to the flag."
Oh
to
my
the...
god. One of the things that it was definitely noticing, like, American border police are way different than the Canadian border police. When I went down there, when I was on my way down, like, okay, first of all, so they had like the dogs out, right? And they were like,
What, they're sniffing for like drugs?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they do that.
And so, anyway, so I made it past the dogs. The guy in front of me did not make it past the dogs. Like, eventually, I think he made it past the dogs, but he had some questions and answer after the dog. And I don't think he answered them very well because so in Canada, marijuana is legal and it's not in America. And
Well,
they tell you
it's
this-
Well, not
it's
everywhere.
in certain
Like,
states.
yeah.
In certain states.
Oh yeah, because you have state by state laws. Yeah. So
Yeah.
in Canada, most laws in Canada are federal, right? So when
New
marijuana
York,
is
at least,
legalized,
it's not.
Yeah. New York at least it is.
Yeah.
And in Canada, see, when weed was legal, it was legal for the whole of Canada. And so like if you're Canadian and you're crossing the border, like, and they ask you like, do you smoke weed? Like, generally people try to go like, no, I do not, and then just dodge that whole thing. And
So
then, like,
yeah. It's just
in front of me,
easier.
they were- yeah, exactly. Yeah, the guy in front of me, they were like, when was the last time you were in possession of weed? And he was like, hold on a second, let me think. And I'm like, oh, he's already gone.
Like,
He
he's getting
didn't
taken
make
to the side and
Yeah.
asked for
You-
more
it's
questions.
like
failed
that
the
was-
first test.
Like that was the wrong answer, sir.
Yeah.
You chose poorly.
And yeah, exactly. And then so I made it to like the interrogation man, and he was like, why are you going to America? And I said, I'm going to visit my girlfriend, and he was like, where does she live? So I told him, where Morgan's from, and he was like, how is it that you have an American girlfriend? And he said it like really judgmental.
Oh,
Uh,
dang.
Like I explained to him.
Did you tell him about Twitch?
Did he call you a Viking?
I wasn't specific. I was like, so we met online, and whatnot, and like that was like I ended up answering a few more questions and getting through, and then they X-rayed all of my shit, and then I finally got over the past them, and then when I came back into Canada, there were no dogs. The guy, like, he asked me, like, why'd you go to America? I was like, visiting my girlfriend. He was like, oh, cool. How did you guys meet? Like, he was like really very friendly about it. And then they didn't X-ray anything, and I got back on my bus, and onto my merry way.
See, and that was very interesting for when like I went over the border to like on my way to Toronto. Actually, it was in Toronto because I was gonna say the first time was when I went to London, but no, the second time though for Toronto, went over the border. They're like, hey, so what are you going there for? I was like, I'm gonna visit my boyfriend and our friends, and he's just like, oh, are you gonna bring anything over there that you're gonna leave in the country? And I said, I have blankets for my friends that I made, and he's like, oh, how nice. And he's like, you can go on ahead and sit up there and wait for your bus. And I was like, okay. Came back through, like on Sunday. And the guy was just like, oh my God. He's like, why were you there? Like, what were you doing? Like, when did you leave? Like, where did you leave? Why are you coming back now? And then he's like, put your things right up here. And everything got X-rayed. Like every single thing that I had. It was interesting because, like, yeah, going into Canada, none of that. Like, they had the X-ray machine there, didn't use it though.
Yeah, they didn't use it for me either. But you're American, so it is still the same for you getting back into the U.S. as it is for me, not an American, going into the U.S.
Right? Maybe he just wanted tips. He's like, how did you get an American girlfriend? because I also
Right.
need an
Yeah, he
American
was like,
girlfriend.
how did that work? He was like,
How
what
did
did you
you-
do?
He just
He's
wanted
like
some
taking
tips.
notes. He's like, so how did it happen?
It's like, listen, man, there is this Canadian Border Patrol person, and I really like him. Can you give me some tips?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Get a Twitch account.
I like your guy voice, Morgan.
No, it's no longer about Twitch now. It's all about meeting on
Mixer.
no.
Yeah.
Uh,
How do you get an American girlfriend? That's what everybody
LinkedIn?
wants to know.
LinkedIn is the new one.
LinkedIn, MK.
Yeah.
Shout out to MK. Huge shout outs to MK. When Milne says, when I first went to the U.S. when I was living there, I was flying unaccompanied at 13 years old, and the U.S. Customs dude just couldn't get his head around the fact that I was a Brit that was living in the U.S. He almost flat out refused to let me in. I feel like your U.S. Customs man was a lot like my UPS man. He just didn't understand things.
What does this say? I can't read.
Yeah, it's like what is this? Like, is this a visa? I was like, how do you not know?
Hi,
It's your
MK.
job.
Yeah, Zeus. So,
I
back,
was also
like,
gonna mention what Zeus said. And that's probably the only reason why we're super strict about it.
That is, if like being with all seriousness, that is pretty much the exact reason.
Because like
yeah, back in the day,
even
it wasn't so hard.
even
like, to get
flying
fucking
before that
visa.
time, like flying, it was no issue. You just like walk in, they'll ask you if you have shit, and like you just like nah.
I think if I remember it, because my parents, my parents and my grandparents actually loved going to Canada. Well, my grandfather mostly really liked going fishing up there, and like him and my grandmother talked about like they didn't actually. I don't think they needed passports. I think they needed IDs at least, but that's all they would do, and that was it.
Your mother told me actually that they didn't need passports back then.
Yeah, they would just go.
That's so wild to me, like not needing
Mm-hmm.
a passport to be in a different country.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like getting to Canada without having a passport before. You just needed your
someone drew a
birth
gun on you
certificate.
at U.S. airport security. You need to
Oh my God,
Why?
Melanie! What?
Did you make any sudden movements?
On behalf of America, Melanie, I
Yeah,
apologize
we
if that was your
apologize.
first experience.
Oh my God! Oh, I have after Milne finishes his story, I actually have a story about an American police officer who visited Canada, which is a wild one. Accepted my learner's permit as a permission to cross. My grandmother got across the border with a bus pass.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah, you told me about that one.
So I'm a massive nerd. I had a case of
Games
my
Workshop
Games Workshop
miniatures.
miniatures, which of course, yeah. We were just walking over the border to buy cheap beer.
The little miniatures went through the scanner, and they assumed they were bullets.
Oh,
Oh
my
my God.
goodness.
Before even asking, they drew a gun. I mean, that sounds like the police now.
Can you
That doesn't
imagine
even
though? It's like,
sound like-
open this case right now, and then it's
Yeah,
just
really.
these tiny little miniatures.
Yeah, what did they do when they realized what it was?
It's like,
It's
like,
hilarious.
what is this? Like it's a goblin.
I mean, you kind of have to like play it
You
off
were
at that
13.
point, right?
That must
Yeah.
have been super
Oh.
traumatic.
God.
Oh, that sucks. There was
Why
an
would you draw a
Ameri-
gun on a 13-year-old? Okay. Anyway.
There was an American
Fine.
police officer who came to Canada once, and he wrote I know about this because he wrote a letter to like the mayor of like Calgary or something after he left. So he was in Canada with his wife, right? And they were walking around, and some guys came up to them and were like, "Oh, have you been to see the Stampede?" And he was like, I just tried to walk away. And the dudes, the Canadian dudes, were like confused AF. They were like, hey man, have you been to the Stampede? And then the American police officer tried to reach for his gun, but he didn't have it because he's an American police officer. He's in fucking Canada.
Yeah, you
and-
can't be bringing that shit over.
Yeah, you can't we just let people roll around with handguns here. And it's like, okay, and he's like writing this letter saying like how upset he was that you couldn't carry a handgun, and like that was the crux of his argument. It's like,
I bet you that dude's from
you-
Texas.
but what does he think? Like, okay, so first of all, nothing happened, right? Like he didn't get hurt in any way, shape, or form. Him and his wife were fine. And also, B, like if he had his gun, would he have shot that man who
Who was
asked
just
if he'd been
asking
to the
him if he'd been to the
Stampede?
Stampede? Like,
Like what? Yeah.
Wow.
It's a very different place. But no, truthfully, America was, to me, like I'm not from Europe, so they were probably a little nicer to me than they were to Milne. but America was a wonderful.
Yeah, because I mean, at least
was a
yours
wonderful
like
place.
borders ours. He's got to fly over an ocean.
America has a ton of wonderful people too. I gotta say.
Yeah. We have 3 of them, or 3 of them, 2 of them right here. Or should I say?
You got assaulted at a rodeo in your first. Oh my god. Billy.
Wait, what? Oh boy.
Wait,
Your
were you
first
also
week in the
13 at
US?
this time? I assume so. Also,
You
how
were
were you living
13?
here at 13?
Yeah, please
Were
explain.
you staying with somebody? Because I don't think you can own property if you're. Oh, okay.
Dad works at oil. Yeah.
Okay, that's yeah. I totally get that.
So yeah, Milne, I actually know a fair bit about that because my father doesn't work in oil. But when I was in school, I went to a private school from K to 9, and most of my classmates would only be there in the school for 3 years at a time, and it's because they had oil parents, and oil parents tended to move like every 3 years. So they'd go to one place for elementary school and then like another country and another school for like a junior high or
That would fucking suck.
yeah, 3 to 4 years max in a place. Yeah, totally. That was totally what I had seen. It was good for me in a way because like you got exposure to a lot of different cultures because everybody was from like a different place, right? Because oil, that is kind of a worldwide thing. Like people working in that industry. That's interesting. That sucks that it happened to you though at the rodeo. Like,
Yeah, jeez.
Jesus.
Now I see why Melanie is always super hostile towards American people. He's got that PTSD. I mean, I don't blame him.
He
Yeah,
even
it sounds
said
like-
that a little while ago. He's like,
Yeah, it sounds like he's earned it to be honest. The
I mean, if that was my first experience, if I experienced that, I'd be fucking.
I'd be
angry
on
at
a plane
American
home
people.
so fast if I could. Now, obviously, Milne was 13, didn't have the same option. But yeah, that would. Oh, I also learned if you're a streamer and you're traveling, you've got a lot. to do.
Rykor!
It was
Ray!
Ray. Oh, hey, Ray, how are you?
No, Ray, I did not know that. I just put that as the title.
Though we did learn a lot about Magic last night, Ray. We learned that
watching the Game
people who make it
Awards.
spend a lot of money on ads. Because there were tons of the Game Awards. I don't know if you were watching them. I won't be rude to any one of you.
Well,
if you
I feel
live
like people in SoCal
Okay,
are
yeah.
much chiller than like a lot of other people now.
That
Like, I don't
is
think there's
true.
a lot of like dickish people out here.
Just a note, Melly, Morgan, and Trev, if you guys are traveling on a plane with your streaming equipment, you're gonna have a lot to talk about the security place. They're gonna ask you about, like, I had my mic stand taken apart, and it's got a big round, like, bottom to the mic stand. They were like, "Sir, what's the round thing?" I was like, That's the
Oh,
bottom of the
wow.
mic stand. And he's like, "What's this long thing?" I'm like, because he's looking at the X-ray, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, "That's a microphone." And it's like one by one, I was explaining all the stuff, and there was a lot of it. There was a lot of chords, and he was kind of, he almost seemed impressed. He was like, "Whoa, like this is."
I'd probably get arrested. I'll be honest, because I'd probably like joke around and like be like, if they're like, "Hey, what is this?" I'd be like, "Oh, that's a landmine, obviously." And then they're like, "Get the fuck on the ground." I'm like, "All right, I'm just kidding. It's not a landmine."
like, what is this thing?
Ray, have you gotten pulled aside for having magic cards going through security? That sounds like a story.
I think Tony did one time, not with magic cards. I think it was
sounds
like
something
Card
that
Fight
would happen
Man.
to Tony.
Yeah, probably would.
Tony has really
It's like-
bad luck at that.
It's like, what is this thing? It's a pop filter. What are you using to pop it for? What are you popping with?
Like,
Yes.
it's nothing. What? Like, what are you
I had to go through
asking?
my whole suitcase because I had too many wires. Oh, I have to empty out everything, Zippy. I had to empty out my entire backpack, PS4, Switch, everything. Like, yeah, it was, and then putting it together, like, in a hurry at the end of the security line is, like, really, like,
That might be
it's
super.
very
right.
self-conscious.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot to do.
It's also
Wait,
reversed.
what is that? Why
What
is
is
it? Why am
that?
I looking at a gun on Trev's screen?
It's not a gun. It's a camera.
No, that's a camera.
Oh damn!
It looks like a gun.
The caption
they-
says,
they-
"Give me one reason why any civilian needs access to something like this." And that
For a
story
good
you told
stream.
me remind me of that.
Wow.
And 2 laptops, a Switch.
The TSA LAX will treat you bad for carrying anything.
Well, especially LAX, because that's like an international airport. That's our like big airport for the California.
I do want to say today was my first time flying out of London Airport, because usually what I do is go to Toronto and then fly out of Pearson, which is Toronto's airport.
That
which is,
airport
like,
sucks. I'm telling you. Right now.
You're not
it's-
gonna get Trev's endorsement.
But the thing that it does have, Trev, which is good, is a lot of food past security, a lot of good food. And I
Is
was
the
kind
Tim
of
Hortons
expecting-
past security?
Well, wait, no, because we were
Yes,
at
it
different
is.
we were at different stops. Because remember, I was at Terminal C or whatever, and you were at Terminal
Yeah, you were
A.
at the international one.
You went to all of the terminals.
Yeah,
like-
I mean that's true. I went through the entire thing.
Like my one had like Thai food and stuff like that, and I was like, all right, this is pretty sick. But like in London Airport, because London Airport is smaller than St. John's Airport, which is weird because London's like twice the size of St. John's, and St. John's is the city I'm from, for those who don't know. And like there was no Tim Hortons past security. I was like, yo, this is Canada, and this is a fucking disgrace right now.
I thought,
just-
how you guys in here even Canadian? Like,
Yeah,
You
I was
call
like,
yourself Canadian.
There's no Tim Hortons past security. Like there was one before security, but like I wasn't gonna like scarf down a bunch of like bagels and donuts before going through security. I just wanted security over with. The
that was-
TSA staff. just
speaking
spot
of, I know
on-
Eric's been posting a lot in Melissa's Discord, but he's been updating you on how
Yeah.
he thinks Tim Hortons is really good.
Yeah, he's a big fan. Yeah, and I was happy to see it. And I think he ordered a double. Like I think he took my exact advice, which is like,
Oh,
which
nice.
is super cool of him. Yeah, that's why I Eric's gonna be Canadian in no time. Don't worry, he'll be moving up here.
He'll be 3 different. He'll be Mexican, Canadian, and American.
It's all of North America.
Yeah, all of North America.
North America.
In one person.
Honduras had recently moved, and the Texans weren't a thing, and no self-respecting Houston person would support the Cowboys. Oh, okay.
Those
Yeah,
were
I
the
see.
dark days in Houston.
Yeah.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
Yeah, you can't even enter it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
100%.
when Tiff's flight got delayed, she was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go home and like come back." I was like super surprised that you could do that because like here it's like once you cross, like you can leave, but like it's such a hassle to get back in.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
God. Can't wait to do that.
Oh.
Yay.
Hey, but it won't be so bad because we'll be there together.
um,
Largest cities will lit as fuck. That sounds like Toronto when they won. What you call it?
We did, Ray. Ray, the whole beginning actually of the show was on the Game Award. Long story short, Ray, Trev doesn't like remakes being included in the same category. I don't like the fact that the action game nominees weren't action games. Melly does like the fact that the remakes are in the same category.
and I was sad that Untitled Goose Game didn't win an award.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna
nominated,
win.
though. At least
Like
it was nominated.
It
with,
was,
with
yeah.
the whole Muppets thing and how the goose showed up, I thought that was them saying like that was gonna win, and then it didn't. I was like, oh, all right.
I don't know anything about Disco Elysium though. Has anybody played that game?
I've never.
I've heard of it though. I've heard good things about
As
it.
many of you
Yeah.
know, I hate indie games, so I don't.
It looks
that's
like a
not
game I'd
something
like.
I'm-
It's like a
Aw.
isometric RPG. It looks a lot like Shadowrun or something like
It
that.
does look really good though.
Um,
Yeah, let's sponsor the show to win. I mean, you're right.
I'm gonna be honest. The thing that got me the most was Wolf Among Us 2. I freaked
Oh,
Wolf
out.
Among Us is actually
Can
free on
confirm
Epic
was on
right
the
now.
phone. There was so much happening in my ear when
For all of
Morgan-
you who love Epic, you can download
Among
Wolf
Us
Among
too.
Us for free.
Yeah.
Part
Thanks
one.
for calling me out, Rory.
No, it was sweet. It was adorable.
I was so excited because like that's probably the one thing that I was very very disappointed in terms of Telltale shutting down because I just wanted Wolf Among Us 2. Like could have had like they could have canceled every other single project that they ever did and Wolf Among Us, and just did Wolf Among Us 2, and I would have been like, yep, I'm set. I love Telltale. But yeah, they got revived now. I think they're bought out by like another company, and it should be all like the same kind of people too. So I'm excited to see what it's going to be like. I loved Wolf Among Us. I actually kind of want to play it again. And for anybody else who's not played Wolf Among Us, I definitely recommend it.
It's free on Epic right now, so all
No!
who want to use Epic, go ahead.
Under any circumstances, but I will find a way to play Wolf Among Us. I take Morgan's recommendations pretty seriously.
You don't even have to use that bit. Use that to add it to your library and use GOG Galaxy. Because in that way you're not using it.
But you are still using Epic.
Yes.
After The Witcher, I know this is off topic. After The Witcher, because I know you're going to do all the DLC for The Witcher, what do you think you're going to play next?
As topics here.
I'm probably going to tackle a combination of Jedi Fallen Order and Resident Evil 7.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm still debating if I want to get that game.
Resident
Jedi?
Evil 7
No.
Jedi Fallen Order.
Jedi Fallen
I'm
Order.
never gonna fucking play Resident Evil. You should
I'm
know this by now.
I'm going down a Witcher rabbit hole though. I mean, like I spent like all day yesterday just like unlocking question marks
Morgan got me Jedi
on the
Fallen
map.
Order. I'm really excited.
Oh, really? Yeah, I can't wait to. I want to play it sooner rather than later because I don't want spoilers. Like
So
I don't care
apparently
about
there was
Resident Evil 7 spoilers, but I
huge
do care
update
about.
to Fallen Order that like it had to do with your lightsabers or something. It was like a
Yeah,
really like big change in the
Say
game.
0 things about anything.
Well, no, it was just like an update. Like it was like something that was like it was like a life
Quality of life.
yeah, quality of life thing
Okay.
to fix the to fix something about it. And I was like, oh.
Speaking of Ash, I love her. Since I've been watching you play The Witcher, and then Vix play The Witcher, and now Ash is playing The Witcher.
There's way too many people
everybody's
playing The
playing
Witcher.
Everybody's playing The Witcher. Pasta Disaster's playing The Witcher.
It's the time to play Witcher.
Listen, like I went and binge watched somebody. I binge watched Pasta play The Witcher, and then like
Do you
after
know-
that, I stopped watching Witcher streams.
What's
Like, I
great
just
is that
can't.
there's a lot of people playing Witcher that are not streaming. So it's like Walt's been playing it, Mark's been playing it, and I think Milne started playing it. Yeah.
Totally
So
not until
there's
5
a
a.m.
lot of people. There's a lot of people in the community playing Witcher.
I was
right
up
now,
till
which is
5 a.m.
awesome.
I was up till 5 a.m. playing my time at Porsche.
Oh, were you?
I was. It was bad.
I've done that with Ark though. No, I've done a whole like non-sleep cycle with Ark.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Well,
know
I
that.
was like up until like 9 or something.
I've
Oh my
I've done that with
goodness.
some games where I've been up all night playing them. I don't like Fallout New Vegas. I've probably done that more than once. I guess it goes for Morgan. It knows it goes without saying. Kingdoms of Amalur. Up all night playing Porsche. I was probably up playing Kingdoms of Amalur, but the
Oh, you're playing DayZ, Kaiser.
Also, Kaiser, you
Ooh.
don't like Star Wars? Like what about it particularly?
You did a 36-hour on
Okay,
WoW
like,
Classic.
I
Oh
love
my
gaming, but I don't think I
God.
can sit there
Whoa!
for 36 hours. Like,
Wait,
I think the most I could do is like
when-
18.
How far did you get your character leveled up, Because I was on a WoW Classic kick for like a month, and then everybody
I
dropped
remember
out.
that. Yeah, no,
I
not
remember that too. That was fun.
every single person I followed was
I
playing,
knew that was gonna happen.
Was playing WoW
It was
Classic.
the longest stream I've ever done in my life. Was 9.5 hours, and it
Everyone
was,
was
WoW
like,
Classic.
"Oh, let's get into the WoW Classic."
no,
We should
total,
get
like,
into
how-
it."
like,
and I was
when
like,
the-
"No," because everyone's gonna fucking stop in like
you
a
got
month.
two
Two
characters,
characters up to level 60?
Damn.
Oh my God.
Pretty nice.
Mel, how like where did you get your character up to when you stopped? Do you remember?
No, oh God, it was like 20. I think it was like 20. Not very far. 22.
Yeah,
22,
leveling in WoW is not always very.
Gotta get on Milne's level.
I know.
Literally.
Jeez. Also, Milne should have been in our server. I don't know where you were.
The first 2 weeks?
He was in Europe. The
In Europe.
yeah, he was.
You sure as shit wasn't in America. I mean, it's had too many negative experiences
Y'all
here.
picked. Milne, you're gonna get farther than Witcher than I did.
Amiibo today.
Aren't those the things you plug in on the whatchamacallit, and then you
Plug in.
I don't know. I don't own a fucking whatchamacallit.
Oh, what you call it?
Oh, what you
A
call it?
Switch.
We need to just get you a Switch.
I don't own that
Yeah.
shit. No, it's literally just gonna sit there. It's gonna collect dust.
We're gonna have a donation goal. We're gonna have a streamers become human donation
Listen,
goal.
the only
and it's
time I
gonna be,
regretted
"Get
not having
Trevor
a Switch
a
was when I was
Switch."
on a plane ride that was like 5 hours, and like even then that wasn't that bad.
The
Well,
past
wait,
3 plane rides I've been on, I've used a Switch. It's been awesome.
Imagine,
I'm definitely gonna be
Trev,
bringing my Switch.
put yourself in the mindset of you next August. All right, you're going to Telericon 2. It's a hell of a lot longer of a plane ride. All right. Melly's also there. That's just some peer pressure that I'm just applying casually with it.
Sure would maybe love some Devil May Cry to play.
That's
on the
right.
way.
Yeah.
No, because isn't it only the first one? I fucking hate the first.
I think
one.
it's the first
controls
3
are
actually they're
bad.
doing.
It's the first one now, but I don't know if they're planning on doing the other. Oh, that's. Oh, wait. This is from Animal Crossing.
It is. Her name is Lolly.
Aww.
I have a million of them. You guys want to see some?
Oh, this is so cool.
don't
I
they,
love the
like-
setup of them like on the wood.
Oh my god! Here, wait a minute. Yeah. Here, wait. I'm gonna do like a 360 here, guys.
Oh wow, Morgan.
I have a gaming PC.
Yeah, there's a.
It cost me like the PC itself didn't cost me 3,000, but it was like for everything.
Oh, you mean a
including-
laptop. Kaiser
including
gets a laptop.
monitors and shit. Was 3.
Morgan's new
Ooh.
stream room is phenomenal.
Excited about it.
Wow, Morgan.
What's the game that you use the amiibos for, or is it not a
I-
game? Is it an app?
You can use them for in pretty much any game that has a which there's most of them. Certain ones you can use in like certain senses. So like a lot of the Smash Bros ones, you can use in like Mario Kart to unlock like some kind of like costume to use, for example, like for your Mii. The Fire Emblem ones will get you things like in Fire Emblem games. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and like for like in particular ones will like get you special things. The Splatoon ones will get you like challenges to do and like little clothing options and stuff that you can use in Splatoon.
Oh, so it's not
and-
just like once you plug it in and like you can use that character. It's like there's different things that.
There's different capabilities for each game. So like the Smash Bros one will actually give you almost, it's like kind of like a little helper in the game, and you can level it up, and you can actually save like your information to that particular amiibo, for example. So like
That's such
they,
a
like-
weird concept because like I only ever have owned
Like-
the PlayStations, so.
so like he can like play in the game basically. So like separate. It's interesting actually. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different things that you can do with amiibos.
I just know a shit ton of them came out. Like,
Oh yeah, there's
You
a
should
lot
see
of them.
JJ's. JJ has a.
does he also have a collection?
So
he has the collection.
I
Does he own
collected the
every
ones.
single one of them?
I collected the ones that I want, basically. I still have a few that I kind of need. One of them I might not open because it's a Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess one that for some reason was really hard to find. Unless it gets re-released. But he has not all of them, but he has he wants one to open and then one to keep in a box. So he has I could text him sometime and actually say, like, I'll message him and see if maybe he'll say something back to me about, like, how many amiibos he actually has, but it's probably in the hundreds.
Dumpster dive at GameStop for some free ones. I mean, she works there, so she couldn't do
Yeah.
Don't dumpster dive at GameStop because they don't usually put, like, anything like that in the dumpsters anymore because we had a problem with people doing that.
Interesting.
Well, like, if somebody had, like, a kind of like a...
That's probably because of people like Kaiser, because he had that idea.
Well, so like for example, like if somebody brought in games to trade in, and there are just some games that you'll maybe get 2 cents for because they're old and they come out every year. So like sports games, old Call of Duty games, like really old PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 games will
yeah,
get
stuff
you.
like you don't take. Yeah.
They sell for like 99 cents in the store, so you're not going to get a lot for trade credit, which is understandable. You're not going to get $20 for a game that sells for 99 cents in the store, anyways. It all depends on like supply and demand. You know, like nobody wants these games anymore, so we're not going to give you $20 for it.
That's
but
not
what would
sugar,
happen?
Melly. That's
So what would happen though sometimes is and I'm a stickler when it comes to like the things that we get in trade at the store, because if something has like big scratches and stuff on it, or it doesn't look in like good condition, I will take it defective. That's just how I am, which is how everybody should be. But sometimes what would happen though is like, say if somebody brought in like, I don't know, Madden 07 for the Xbox 360. It's in really bad condition. They didn't take very good care of it. They'd get 2 cents for it. So what usually happens is if it's in that bad condition that we would have to take it defective, they do something called a refurb fee. So it would take off a little bit of money that you get back.
Oh yeah, to fix it, right? Yeah.
Yes, because we'd send it to the warehouse and it would get fixed. So that's like the fee that they would charge for that. If it's something that is not worth fixing, then we just don't accept them. So like, say for example, somebody brought in like Madden 07 and I was like, sorry, this is in really bad condition and you would get a lot for it. So we're just not going to take this. There's been some times where people will just go, just take it and throw it in the garbage. I don't want it.
What?
Yeah, they would. Yeah, because it's not in good condition. It maybe doesn't work anymore. So they'd just be like, take it, throw it in the garbage. And so years and years ago, like maybe back when it was EB, even sometimes too, I get America EB. They would just kind of throw them in the garbage sometimes. And they had some issues with people dumpster diving. They would just jump into the garbage and find stuff. And so now, like, we have to tell people when they're like, can you just throw this out? I don't want it. I'd have to be like, you have to take that and dispose of it somewhere else.
Who has that
Like-
mindset though? Like, who's gonna take out a fucking GameStop to find something?
Oh,
to throw
you have
away?
no idea. People big time do that. Definitely. Like for like department store places and like.
Well, I know for food places it's very common because most food places throw out food because then like they don't think they can use it within that time. But
For strip malls, they definitely do that. I know for sure there are some like private colleges, like colleges or universities that have like students that have a lot of money. Like it's been known where like kids and students will just leave stuff like full comforter sets or TVs or movies or something. They'll just leave them in their rooms and just don't want them. And they'll throw those in the garbage sometimes. And people definitely dumpster dive. Like at the end of the year, like end of the school year type thing. I've definitely seen it happen. People are wild. So yeah, I definitely am not surprised by that.
yeah, I imagine restaurants have stricter rules. Because like all the stuff at restaurants can't be preserved after such time.
Yeah, most of the time restaurants will also like full on dispose of them. Like they'll put like stuff on them so people can't go through the dumpster to get them.
There was a show about it at one point. I remember watching it and I was like, people do this?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
Kaiser.
So, for those who don't know, where I'm on the island for the next few weeks until the 2nd, which is when I'm on a different time zone, so it's actually 1:50 a.m. for me right now.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
And I have a couple things to take care of tonight, including uploading some grades and making a really important phone call. So, it's 5:28. Yeah, Milne kind of puts.
Oh, Milne.
Oh my
Milne
goodness,
walked off
Milne. Crazy.
Stop being such a bitch, Rory. It's 5:20 a.m. for Milne, right?
Yeah, really though.
Night, Milne.
For those who
Hey,
don't know,
Milne.
we're altering the timing of this podcast a little bit in terms of when we have guests. So we don't strive to have a guest every time anymore. Because
Yeah.
it's not sustainable.
We
don't
used
know
to,
that
and
many
then
people.
it was like a little.
Right.
It felt a little kind of rushed
It's
at
hard.
certain
Like I don't
points,
have
and,
that
like,
many
yeah.
friends. You know what I mean? Podcast
Yeah,
would be, like,
if we tried to
10
do that
weeks and
every
never do it
week,
again,
we'd
yeah.
run out of friends in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you can only call people back so many times, you know, before they start to be like, okay, when do I get a cut of those big podcast?
Yeah,
bucks?
they're sitting there like, all right, I regret immediately accepting this.
Yeah, exactly.
But next week we're gonna try to have Adam, aka Killjoy, or I don't
Yes.
know. Is that his actual thing?
Yeah,
I know it's the
Kilroy.
combination.
Yeah, let me
of
do
the
a
two.
little. Let me do a caster form here right now, actually. Adam, better known as.
I don't think that was it.
Did I not spell it right?
I think there's only one L.
There's
One
One
L
L.
in one L in Kilroy, 2 L's in Killjoy.
Yeah. Okay.
Also,
we should
it
complain
might-
about that when he comes on.
It might still be broken also, but yeah, there.
No,
I think
because
it's
we
still
did like
working.
5 of them
Yeah.
earlier. And...
Yeah, I just screwed it up. Is all.
Oh, it's working again. Okay, that's good.
Not Nightbot. He's a terrific. I'll say he's a variety streamer, but he definitely does have a preference for shooters. In my own experience watching him, I was talking to
yeah,
him the
I
other
think
day
every
about-
time I've been there, he's been playing something that like either like COD or like Master
Yeah.
Chief Collection. Or,
you
like...
got to be able to shoot people in it. I think is like he's played GTA and stuff like that, and Realm Royale. And I was talking to him the other day about Quake Champions, which is for those of you who don't know, is like the new Quake, which is a little more like heroes ability based than previous Quakes have been. And we were complaining about some of the problems with that, but also sharing how awesome that game is.
So my brother has unopened. He's not sure about like the opened ones. He said he thinks 134 unopened.
Unopened?
Unopened.
So, that's a lot of amiibos. Guys, what we're actually gonna do, I think, is we're actually gonna be raiding Kilroy right now.
Oh, is he actually on right now?
given
He
that-
is on right now,
He
yeah.
just started. He's gonna be playing Halo.
He's on Halo.
Also,
I think
guys, I
he's-
don't think we'll be doing a Friday podcast next week. I think it's more likely to be Wednesday. But Trev will keep you updated on Twitter, I'm sure. So Wednesday, same time, 9:30 Eastern, hour long. Be there or be square. And yeah, so let's. Oh right, that's Wynn's raid emote. I always really enjoyed that.
Do you know I'm a
'cause
VIP in there now? And I was like, this is a terrible idea.
I do know that. I saw that the other day. I like the font because it reminds me of like I always thought that like Borderlands had really good font coloring. And it reminds me of that. So yeah, I guess Trev will be probably activating this raid. Thank you
Yeah,
guys so
I
much
almost
for
did what
hanging
you
out with
did
us
and
tonight.
like put 2 L's, and I was like, oh wait, I was like, you just made
It's
that
gonna be
mistake.
another
I don't
AJ.
wanna-
Oh my god! Remember when we
Oh.
raided?
Oh yeah,
Rated
other
just
you
Eclipse.
clipped
no
him.
one, just
I was
one.
Oh,
like, what?
that was. Yeah.
The,
That guy was
uh,
probably like, why the fuck did all these people follow me?
But thank you guys so much for hanging out. We had a blast after a wild day of traveling, and this was a very nice, calming experience after.
Yeah, it was also kind of like a we're back kind of deal, because the last time we saw you guys was last Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Don't worry, your favorite podcast is still on the air.
Yeah, we didn't go anywhere.
Not gotten canceled yet.
We're going for another season. So
Many seasons ago, yeah. All right, but yeah, so go bombard Adam or Kilroy, whatever you.
Yeah.
I don't
Use your
call him
kinda
Adam.
like
I
Dark
call him
Souls
Adam because I
emotes
know
when
him
you
in
have them.
person.
Kilroy.
Kilroy, yes.
But yeah, all right.
Use your kind of like Dark Souls emotes. They won't make any sense, but use them.
You guys
Yeah,
can also
just
say
use them.
streamers become raiders is
Yeah,
usually
that's
our raid
what-
call.
Yeah, that's our raid command. Yeah.
There we go. Use
Yes.
the.
Excellent work, Mallet.
Make sure you slash me too, because
Thanks
also
so much,
this is
guys.
rating in 2,
Stop by and hang out
1.
with us.
Bye.